Hi, everybody. How are you? Hi, ladies. How is everyone? How is everyone doing this week?
Hi, ladies.
This week
How
has
is
been crazy. Crazy. So, hi, Ash. Hi, Laurel. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Patricia. So please, everybody, chat me in all caps if you can. That would be super good. Hi, Ann. Hi, Brenda. Howdy. Hi, Joyce. Hi, Debbie. So, how has your week been? Mine has been really. Hi, Samantha. Mine has been really like up and down, with all of this. Hi, Alta. With this storm in the Gulf. I am from that area that was hit so bad, and my relatives all still live there. And so we have all been just on high bet. We've been on pins and needles, waiting and watching and feeling a little helpless. It is terrible. It really is terrible. So I want to first of all, send the love to all our mamas that are out there in Texas. And there's a lot of you. Bet and Susan and Phaedra lives in Texas and Noni lives in Texas and there's a lot of you. And I want to just first of all tell you guys I've been sending you so much love and I'm sure all of you have. And oh, Bet, we're so happy you're here. Is Susan here too? Is she around? So I know that I usually wait for the woo-woo at the end. First of all, let me just tell you what we're going to talk about today, and what we're going to make today is we're going to talk about ephemera, like what is ephemera, and we're going to talk about making our own ephemera. Hi, Amberly. We're going to talk about where you find it. Yay! Hey, Susan. We're going to talk about where you find it and how to make it and that sort of stuff. So if you want to make along, you just need a magazine or I'll show you what I have and then we'll make a couple of things, okay, together. But before we start, I want us all to I need to do it for me. I need to get myself, hi, Vicky. I need to get myself grounded in a creative space, but I want us all just to really connect heart to heart and just send some love, especially to our mamas that are going through so much in this time of unbelievable, unbelievable energy shifts on this planet. I mean, it's crazy. The natural disasters are just something you can't even plan for. And I just want to say I'm just so grateful that you guys are all here with me today. Hi, Kate. And so let's do a little grounding and connect ourselves in love, and then let's craft and craft and craft. Like Renee always says, craft or cry, right? And I don't feel like crying, so we got to do some crafting. Okay, girls. So everybody sit with your feet on the floor, and hi, Nancy. And take your shoes off if you can. And we're just going to do, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Shelly. I live in the beautiful Hawaiian Islands on the island of Maui. And I'm an artist, but I'm also an intuitive, an empath, and do energy healing for a living. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Anne. Hi, Liz. Hi, Kylie. So we're going to get grounded so that we can craft, okay? And usually I do this at the end, but let's do it at the beginning and just get ourselves grounded. Put your feet on the floor, and those of you that want to just craft along and don't want to do the grounding work, just say no. And those that want to do, just consciously to yourself, say yes. This is something you can do for yourself every day, and I can't advise you enough. especially in times of stress and in times of just when you feel like things are out of your control, which obviously this weather pattern that we're all going through is definitely one of those. Okay, so put your feet on the floor. Take your shoes off if you can. It's always great to feel the floor if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Not mandatory. Okay, ladies, here we go. See yourself in a column of light. And this column is your column of light, belongs to you, your energy field. See this beautiful column of light surrounding you 6 feet in all directions. And when you look up, you can't see the top. And when you look down, you can't see the bottom. It's your unending column of light. Allow your column of light to go deep, 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 deep into the earth. And when it goes as far as it can easily, effortlessly, and enjoyably go, allow your column of light to grow deep, deep, deep tree roots, like big oak tree roots. Let's ask the earth that blesses us every single day. Let's ask our Mother Earth to allow us to feel her loving energy. I envision this energy as gold, but you can see, feel, think, or know this energy any way that works for you. Feel this beautiful gold earth energy coming up through your tree roots, up through your feet, ankles, calves, knees, hips, thighs, up through the base of your spine, filling every vertebra in your back. Feel this beautiful gold earth energy rising up to your lower abdomen, your solar plexus, which is at your navel center, filling your heart. Feel this beautiful gold earth energy running down your arms, your shoulders, upper arms, elbows, lower arms, wrists, and out every finger. Feel this beautiful gold earth energy rising all the way up through your throat, filling the back of your neck, filling your whole head, your forehead, and fountaining out the top of your head. Ready? Breathe this beautiful gold earth energy into your body personality now. Ready? Breathe it in. Feel it. Breathe it in. And one more time. Breathe it in. Feel your connection to the earth. Now I want you to give your body personality permission to imagine the highest point of heavenly creation, cosmic, angelic energy that you can easily, effortlessly, and enjoyably imagine. Allow this beautiful energy, and I envision this like diamonds, like silvery diamond light. Feel this energy coming through your head, filling your column of light and mixing with your gold earth energy, filling your face, your throat, your shoulders, your spine, your upper arms, your elbows, your lower arms, your wrists. Feel it filling your chest. Feel it filling your navel. Feel it filling your lower abdomen. Feel it running down your spine. Feel it filling the very base of your spine. And feel it running through your hips, thighs, knees, calves, ankles, and out the bottom of your feet. Breathe this beautiful cosmic energy in. Breathe it in. Expel any excess deep into your roots. Breathe it in. And one more time, breathe it in. Now I want you to focus on your heart. I want you to ask your higher self, your all-knowing self, to allow your creativity to flow through. The spirit of creativity, the spirit of joy, the spirit of friendship, the spirit of love, the spirit of camaraderie, the spirit of kindness. Allow this to flow and fill your heart. Ready? Breathe it in. The spirit of inspiration. Breathe it in. Invite in the spirit of fun. spirit of absolute joy and creativity in all things that you do from this moment on today. Ready? Breathe it in. And breathe in the spirit of peace. Peace, peace. Breathe the spirit of peace in. And as we all connect here, let's send each other, breathe in and receive the spirit and energy of love into your heart. And exhale and send it out to all those that are here with us today and those that will listen in the future. Ready? Breathe it in. Breathe in the spirit of love. Receive love. Now give love. Receive love. Now give love. And one more time, ladies. Receive love. And give love. And you can add your own personal, special intention here. Whatever it is that you need to receive in your life right now. Ask for divine, angelic intervention. Ready? Breathe it in. Receive it. Receive whatever you need and give back whatever you need. Breathe in peace and give back peace. Breathe in creativity and give back creativity. Breathe in gratitude and give back gratitude. Add your own special intention, whatever that is for you. Ready? Receive it in love and give it back in love. And one last time, receive in love and give in love. Thank you, ladies. Thanks for being here. Okay, who's ready to craft? I am ready to craft. Drum roll, crafting now. Thank you for allowing me to have my moment of needing some grounding and receiving and giving love. I need it. Big hugs to you, lovely ladies. I love you all so much, and I'm so happy you're here. So let's talk about ephemera. I'm so happy you guys are all here. You have no idea. I've had such an unbelievably odd weekend and just odd week, but I'm so glad you're all here and that we're all connected in love and that we're sending and receiving what we need. You know, and we have each other, and that's just so important. It's so special to me, and I'm just grateful. So I want to talk to you a little bit about ephemera. So ephemera, you know, because the word is so big, the word ephemera is so big. Hi, Carla. Hi, Renee. Hi, Dawn. Don't forget to chat me in all caps, girls. Okay, so ephemera, that word can be a little bit... Hi, Rita. Welcome. Because that word is like something that we don't think about, right? And we always think it's something bigger than we are, or it's some secret that we don't know. And then we see people make all these crazy journals. Hi, Kim. All these crazy journals, and we see them call the things that they put in their journal ephemera. Hi, Lisa. I want to demystify. Hi, Nancy. Demystify ephemera. Okay, ephemera is basically, it's minor transient items or documents that you have in your everyday life. Like a receipt is a piece of ephemera. A postcard is a piece of ephemera. You know, it's items, and we tend to, it's things that were meant to only have one use or a short-lived use. It's not, like your family photos are not really ephemera, but a postcard that you sent from vacation would be ephemera, or a birthday card would be ephemera. So I want you guys, I've collected some things like brochures, instructions for, anything, appliance instructions is ephemera, postcards, greeting cards, photos from your vacation are ephemera. Yearbooks, like yearbooks that when you went to school could be, you could use some of those pieces as ephemera. Bill envelopes, magazines. The most popular piece of ephemera that we know. Hi, Scotty. Hi, Noni. Hi, Lori. The most popular piece of ephemera that we use every day is what? A newspaper, right? That is like a given. So I'm going to show you. I spent a little bit of time earlier collecting or getting together some ephemera that I have, and I want to share it with you so that you guys can see that you already have it. So many people I hear, hi Mary Kay, so many people I hear say, where do I buy it? Ephemera, yes, you can buy vintage looking ephemera or vintage ephemera, but ephemera is stuff that you would have already in your everyday life. Like things you would use, like a ticket stub if you've gone to the movies, or a concert ticket, or clothing tags, or things like that. So here's a little bag of ephemera, and then I'm just going to show you a few things that you can do with it. But the reason I want to talk about it is because I think the word itself scares people. Whereas if you just said, little tidbits of memories that you'd like to include in something, you can use it in your collage work. Stamps are ephemera, like when you get a postage stamp, that is definitely a piece of ephemera. Stuff like that. So here is my bag of ephemera. Okay, so the first, I'm going to just empty it out. We can go through it quickly together, and then you guys can, see that you already have all this stuff, okay? You already have all this stuff already in your home. Okay, so this is a common piece of ephemera. This is a clothing tag. Now, what can you do with it? You can paint it. You can use it in your journals. You can make a bookmark from it. You could make tabs for your journals from it. You could, you can use it for just about anything you can imagine to use it from. Okay, so clothing tag. Postcard from vacation, piece of ephemera. Piece of ephemera. What can you do with it? Well, you can obviously add it just like this as a piece in your journal or in your books or a scrapbook or collage on top. Use it just as you want. There's no right or wrong in using it. Another postcard. Business cards. These are business cards that I got from somewhere. I loved them. Piece of ephemera. Now, I like her colorful business cards, but if you don't have really beautiful, colorful ones, you could paint on them. You could make them anything you want. You could make them bookmarks, quote marks. You could make paperclip embellishments from them. I mean, your imagination's your limit. It's a piece of ephemera. This is a little envelope where somebody received money, right? Like a coin envelope, a piece of ephemera. He's given in his everyday life as, he's a waiter, so he gets tips in that. A map. This is a map. Map of Ecuador. It could be of anything, anywhere. Wherever you travel, this is a piece of ephemera. If you live in New York City, hi Mildred. If you live in New York City, they give away subway maps. Those are ephemera. If you, go to a place, travel any place, all that traveling brochures are ephemera. They're meant for limited use. They're not meant for like a permanent use. Another map. This one came from a National Geographic magazine, ephemera. Here we go. Tag from your airline tickets. Piece of ephemera. Hi, Lily. Receipts. These are definitely ephemera. Okay, you're going to say, what can you do with them? Well, you can make flowers out of them. You can paint on them. You can make them as journaling spots, journal tuck spots. You can make tabs with them. You can, you can use them as any type of embellishment. You can use them as pockets in your journals. Okay, piece of packaging, piece of ephemera. This was a card someone sent me, and it was a dual purpose. I think it was originally a piece of packaging, piece of ephemera. Bill envelope, something you use every day, piece of ephemera. Use it in your journaling, right? Flyers. These are definite daily use things, ephemera. Cut it up. You know me, I love to make flowers. We could actually cut it up and use it as a journal. We could paint it. We could, you could make envelopes from it. We can make, I don't know, I'm going to leave it aside. We'll figure out what we can make with it. bookmark, ephemera from the aquarium, right? Flyer from our local shopping mall here. Piece of ephemera. We're talking about ephemera, Lily, okay? Children's book pages. Now, these, it's a double-edged sword. This was a book I got that was falling apart, so I'm going to use it as ephemera, but you could use it as a journaling page as well. Just cut out, you could use it as it is, or you could cut bits and pieces of it out and use it. Okay, here we go. Packaging from a Tim Holtz stapler. Can repaint it, use it as a tag. I can make a pocket from it. I can make tuck spots from it. I'm just thinking about journaling uses. You can use it for anything you'd like, right? Candy box. Perfect for a journaling cover, right? Perfect for a little junk journal. Wrapping paper. Something that's only supposed to get one use, right? Make flowers out of it. Use it in your collage. You can use it any way you see fit. Making tags, bases for your art. Cut it out and use it as little bits and pieces, tabs, tags, anything you can imagine. Anything you can use regular paper for, you can use wrapping paper for. Pattern paper, same thing. Use it in your journals, and just the possibilities are endless, right? Some ledger paper, old book page, a book jacket. This is all stuff that you can easily get and use in your journal making. Here we go. This is a bill, a receipt. These are postcards from Assisi. I must have gotten them at a thrift store. Beautiful postcards, beautiful ephemera. You can use it in your journals, right? It's awesome. Or you could make a card with it. If you're a card maker, all of these components can be used in your art. A paper bag. Now, you wouldn't think a paper bag is ephemera, but you can use, this is stuff you get and you can use. It's a transient item meant for use. Right? Now, some are nicer than others, and, this is a flyer postcard, right? The newspaper that we've been painting. More clothing tags, right? I want to make some stuff out of this. This is just an artist guide, an art guide here. So you could use it as its own journal if you wanted to. You could cut bits and pieces out of it and use it as embellishments in your journal. You have, yes, you can use your pattern paper any way you want. You can use it as texture on your pages. You can use it to embellish your pages. You can make ruffles with it. You can do so many things. Hi, Renee. We're happy to see you. Hi, Hilly. I'm so happy you made it. This is a gift bag that came from a children's birthday party. A great piece of ephemera to use in your junk journaling efforts, or in your, if you smash book, or if you have a planner and you want to add little bits and pieces to collect more ephemera to use later. So it's like awesome, cool little ephemera that you have. Piece of ephemera that it was a calendar page. A calendar is probably, it's probably the most common piece of ephemera we all have. A doily, right? Use it as embellishment, pockets, decoration for any sort of journal, or use it as its function, right? Definite cool piece of ephemera. Music pages, painted book pages, a bingo card, a child's bingo card, ephemera. These are some things I want to work with today. So a pattern, you could use the pattern inside. You could also have the instructions as ephemera. You could also use this, the cover of the pattern as ephemera. Okay, cut it out. If you want to make a fashion journal, I don't know, a girl journal, any type of thing whatever you're thinking of doing, right? You can use it as, or our power pack cards that we're making, piece of ephemera. Receipts. Those are pieces of everyday common ephemera. Obviously, this is a new book, not used, so piece of ephemera. Put it in, you can use it as journaling if you wanted to journal on it in your journals. You could use it as a put it inside of a tuck spot. Use it to add little bits and pieces, collage on top. So, well, we're glad you're back, Susan. So those are a few pieces of ephemera. I'm going to show you a couple of other things that I like. That when I'm making stuff, I'm going to use these today. I think in our little craft and make along things that I like to use. Okay, food packaging. These are cute. These came from Chopsticks. I often glue them on my collage pages and use them. You could put them in a planner. You could even cut it out. Hi, Carla. You could even cut out your panda, glue it on something, cut it out, and make a paperclip embellishment. You can use it, in any way that you can imagine. These are all little pieces of ephemera you have in your everyday life. Boarding pass, tea bag cover. This is a receipt, I guess. Oh no, it's a receipt. And more packaging. A magazine clipping. I liked the graphics of it. So these are all pieces of ephemera that you have, right? So you don't have to go buy ephemera if you don't want to. Hi, Dee. Hi, Vicki. So these are just all kind of cool little pieces of ephemera, more clothing tags that I've gathered to show you, like, you already have it. This is a cute little book that we could use as a glue book. We could cut it apart, we could glue directly onto it, make a journal out of it, make a glue book out of it. Also a cool little piece of ephemera. Now, I'm going to show you some vintage ephemera that I have that I think that you guys might like. Okay. So, I got a bunch of... So, Noni says she just bought some 1940s Life magazines, but they're so huge I don't know what to use the pictures in. I get it. So, we can work on a little bit of that today. I'll tell you what I do with mine, but the problem with some of this is from 1951, is that it's really fragile, right? So you're going to have to use this type of ephemera to, add it as a collage element, a color element. I wouldn't use it as and I've used some of it already, I wouldn't use it as a main page in a journal because it is fragile. You know what I mean? I wouldn't use it by itself. I would glue it to something. So... Look at all these cool stars on the back of that car ad, right? Wouldn't she be beautiful in my power pack? Like all these beautiful ladies, right? This looks like Vivian Vance from I Love Lucy, but I'm not 100% sure that's her. But I'm just saying, like, isn't it awesome that, you can use any of this sort of stuff? You printed out some vintage images. Awesome. January 29th is your birthday. This is your birthday cover of Life magazine. Well, we can see what they were doing in 1951 in Life magazine. But all of these are pieces of ephemera, okay? So this one happens to be vintage ephemera, but you can find ephemera in your everyday life, in your everyday magazines. I love old books. Old books are my favorite thing to use, and I understand your reticence in wanting to cut them apart, but most of the ones I get were heading for a landfill, so... Oh, it looks like Joan Blondell. Well, you might be right. It didn't say who she was. So these are all really cool. Look at this, really cool. This poster of Betty Davis. Definitely, right? Isn't it awesome? The one sin no woman ever forgives. He strayed, and he paid. She saw to that. Betty Davis and Payment on Demand. I mean, these are great. This is who Bet's named after, right? Awesome. It's awesome, right? These are great. So I just want you to see that you have ephemera at your hands. You don't have to look if you want to use somebody's digipack as your ephemera, you can. But if you don't, you can find all of these things right where you are. I'm telling you, you can. You know? So, I mean, look at this. This is a great piece of ephemera right here. Band-Aid. Band-Aid elastic dressings. Isn't that funny? And all flesh colored, all 3 sizes. So what I might do with it is I might cut a strip of it off and add it to another more sturdy piece of paper in a journal and use it as a tuck spot or use it as a pocket. I might cut the silhouettes out and use those separately. Hi, Kiala! But I want you to demystify this ephemera and start seeing everything in your life as ephemera, okay? Well, look at this. The top of it says, this issue, communist power in France. Anyway, I just wanted you to see that, you know, this is a vintage piece of ephemera, but there is also ephemera in your everyday life that you can use, right? So this was a big deal then. This was their, like, you know, their big deal. So you can find ephemera if you look, okay? So let me show you a few more things that I have. So look, this is really cool. This is a I think this was 70, right? In 1970 Women's Day, it was 20 cents. So this also has some really cool bits and pieces of ephemera in it. Like, look at the little Wonder Bread ad there. Isn't that cute? Okay, D.I. Will, thanks for being here. I'm happy you're here. So I just want you guys to see that ephemera is not outside of where you are and what you do. Okay? Ephemera is right in your everyday life. You don't have to go and buy a DigiKit to have ephemera. You have it in your life. You do, however, have to decide how you're going to use it, right? Not all ephemera is going to be, like, the older, the more vintage, real ephemera it is, the more difficult it's going to be to use without adding, you know, other book pages and stuff like that to it. This is a Sew It All home decor magazine from, I don't know. It looks like the 70s because Cheryl Tiegs looks very young there. But all of this can be used as pages in a junk journal, envelopes, tuck spots, all sorts of different things that you can use for, even in collage. You know, you can use it in any way you want. So I just wanted to share with you some of the things that I have. I went through, like, I have collected a bunch of really odd stuff, and I love it. The odder, the better. This is a 1994 Women's Day magazine. It has all kinds of cool little bits and pieces. You know, I'm just going to cut out some of these girls for my power pack. Good for you. Samantha said she Googled and she printed out images she loved. You can make your own. Now, saying that, you can even draw your ephemera. It doesn't have to be pre-printed material. If you wanted to make your own and draw it, have at it. There's no rules. The rules are wherever your imagination allows you to go. You're only limited by your own imagination. Here is a little Hawaiian magazine, right? And I thought this would be perfect to use as some ephemera with King Kamehameha, right? Covered in all those flowers. Also, old recipe books. You can often find these at thrift stores for hardly anything, but look at the images in them. I mean, look at this. Look at the graphics. Wouldn't that be beautiful on a journaling page? Wouldn't that be beautiful in a junk journal? Just the simple line drawings that they've done. Printers can be expensive. I mean, printer ink can be expensive. I totally agree with you, Kim. I totally agree with you. So, do you see, like, aren't they really cool? Really, really cool little images that you can cut out and use. So, okay, girls, we're breathing in happy. Let's let go of it. This is our time to just let that go, okay? You can pick up those thoughts after we finish streaming. Just let it go. This is also ephemera. Remember, and I love making envelopes out of this. If you guys go back and you get these when they have these games, and they have them all the time here, they make great envelopes. I like to make them and use these as the flat. Free parking, the visiting, the in jail, just visiting, and like collect and go to jail. I like to make envelopes out of this. So let's make a few things, and let me just show you a couple things I've made, and then we can make some stuff together. So let me see. I got a pile of stuff right here that I've made from just some everyday ephemera. So this was a book that was being discarded. This is the index. I made an envelope. These are some flowers that I made out of magazine pages. I may make some embellishments out of it. You know, and so you can make anything out of it. This is obviously a playing card. We've been making our power pack. Map. Tags. You know, making tags out of all sorts of things. You know me, I like to make it out of boxes, product boxes, but I also like making them out of map pages. This is one I'm working on with some texture paste, right? So these are all, you can make out of a magazine, little bags. And you can even make your own journal cover if you wanted to, but isn't this cool? This was a little magazine that I got when I was in Bali, and I loved the unusual writing. Do you see the Balinese writing on it? And then it has the language it is, and then it's the foreign language page, and then made a little bag from it. So, you know, it's up to you what you want to do. Here's some of those feathers that I made. These I made out of jelly printed magazine pages. So everybody has ephemera. You have it, you just didn't know you had it. Here's one of those wrapping paper flowers made out of that wrapping paper, you know, with the punch that I make. Make them out of the newspaper too. A rosette from a book page. More flowers out of painted book pages. This is just a brown paper bag, and I made a tab with it, and this is a piece of food packaging, similar, right, for your journal. Little mini envelope, and a little paper clip embellishment made from, I got a paper clip embellishment that's made from map. So you girls grab some junk mail or magazine pages, and let's make a few things that you can use in your journals. So what were you asking me, if I cover the back? Yes, I cover the back of my pet tags. You don't have to. Like this one has a brown paper, and this, I like the graphics of this one without painting it. But if I paint them, like this one just has a base coat of gesso and some texture paste, and I got paint or texture paste on the back, I will either add a piece of paper or brown paper bag to the back of it, or I could paint it with some chalkboard paint, or, you know, so you could use it as a journaling spot. But yes, you can cover them or do whatever you feel like is necessary for you, right? When it comes to these map pages, I don't necessarily, but you know what you could do is you could glue it on the front of another tag. You know, you can just glue it on the front of whatever you wanted to do with it, you know, on a brown paper tag, or any sort of writing paper that you had. Hi, Sherry. So let's make a few, and let's make a few things if you guys want, or if you're game for it. Let's make a few things. How's your power pack coming, ladies? Tell me who's still making their power packs. Who is making their power packs? Who's working on their power packs? Why don't we make some feathers? Those are pretty fun to make. And we could make some flowers and some feathers. I don't know. What do you girls feel like making? We can make just about anything. I've got enough ephemera I've got enough raw material to make a bunch of stuff. So, have you guys made these feathers before? We can just make them out of magazine pages. You don't need to have them. Ashley, you're going to start. Hi, Kathy. You're going to start your power pack. Awesome. Oh, you're bringing some cocoa? I would like that. You're liking making your power pack? Awesome. You love the feather? It's so easy to make, you guys. It's so, so easy. We can make some. You do need some sort of wire. If you don't have any wire, if you have pipe cleaners, you could use pieces of ribbon. You could use raffia. You could use, I don't know. I got this big, huge bag of wire. This friend sent it to me, and I think it was phone wire. I think I have an enormous bag of it. It's all tangled up. Hi, Julianne. You just started your power pack. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. You've been cutting out words and images for your power pack. It is fun, right? It's very therapeutic. I will tell you guys this. If you're going to want to trade them, if you guys are going to want to participate in the trade, in the swap we'll have eventually, please don't Mod Podge them. Because what happens when you Mod Podge them is they stick together in transit. So if you're going to make a deck to trade or swap, when we finally do our swap, don't Mod Podge it. Leave it up to the person receiving it to Mod Podge it. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me see if I can find my power pack. I had it here earlier. Our power pack is an empowerment deck of cards. I'm sorry, you guys. All of a sudden, I got a frog in my throat. They're altar playing cards that we're making. And the only rules are they need to have a background, a picture of a woman or a couple or whatever type, a female orientation, an image on the front, and an empowering word or phrase. Okay, and you only do one side, and on the back you can put your name and you and your, so when people receive it, they'll know who made it. So I made mine with painty papers. I made mine with the backgrounds are all the sorry, you guys. The backgrounds are all of mine are all painted newspaper, like this. We did paint papers one day or a couple of times, and so that's what the background of mine is. You can put anything on the background of yours. You could paint the background if you wanted to. And so, and I don't know exactly the time frame, but maybe in the next month or so, we're going to do a swap over in our Facebook group. And for those of you that aren't members, please join us. It's called Crafting Mamas. And what you'll do is everyone will mail me a package of your cards, 52 cards, and you will mail either stamps for your postage, or you'll know how much it costs because you'll have mailed it to me. Send your postage along with it, and then after I've collected everyone that's participating, I'll mix it up, and then everybody will get a new deck of cards. Obviously without the ones that they've made in it. They'll be getting it back. I am fine, but all of a sudden I don't know, it's really hot here and humid here, and and I've been cleaning out my garage. Guys, I'm trying to move back into my studio, trying to get it all back in. And so I was out there before we started, and it's just dusty, and I'm dusty. So The rules are background. It doesn't matter what you put on your background, but a background, an image of a powerful woman image or a beautiful woman image, an image that inspires you, and either a powerful word or phrase. And don't Mod Podge them because they'll stick together when you mail them. Trust me on this one. Send them as they are, even though we all have the inclination to want to put a code on it. Send them as they are to me when we do we're not doing it yet, for those that want to participate, and allow whoever receives it, if they want to spend the time to go back and seal them with Mod Podge, they can. Mine are sticking together and they don't have anything but glue stick on them. Calamari, oh my God, Noni, I have been calamaring, you have no idea. I have been calamaring. Hi, Cloud9, tell us your name. And for those of you that don't know what calamari is, it's the KonMari method by Maria Kondo, but here at Crafting Mamas, we call it calamari. So I've been calamarying. I have. We rented a truck. And so we rented a truck to, it's been raining here, and not like it is in Texas, but it's been raining here and everything has grown over, and we went to do all of our yard work and we had so much stuff that we couldn't fit it in. We couldn't fit it. We had to rent a truck, and so since he rented the truck, I'm having him take stuff to the thrift store. So Mildred, you have at least a month. I'm gonna say let's shoot for like maybe November. You know, November, if everybody can get their power pack done by the middle of November, then we'll do a swap then. Okay, so I'll make a couple feathers, then I'll make some pockets and some different stuff with ephemera, but let's make some feathers. I haven't done that with you guys, and I think it's fun. I think I'm going to use, these are some jelly printed magazine pages. You can use whatever you want, or you can just watch. I didn't know I was going to make feathers, so I didn't tell you to get any wire, but for those of you that have wire, go grab your wire if you have some. If you have some wire. Go grab your wire. You need some glue. You need glue, and you need something to spread your glue with, and you need some wire. So the first thing you do is you fold your magazine page in half. Okay? Fold your magazine page or whatever you're using in half. All right? And I'm using Elmer's glue because that's what I have. You need a wet glue. Yeah, it's a nice time frame, Dawn. I don't want it to be stressful. But hi, Edna. I don't want it to be stressful for anyone, okay? I don't want it to be stressful. It's supposed to be fun. Hi, Joyce. That's one reason I wouldn't, yeah, twist ties will work great, Joyce. You can use twist ties. Sorry, one more sip of tea. You could use twist ties. You could even use rolled up paper. It doesn't matter. So Becky, head on over to Crafting Mamas. Start making your power pack. Make it now, and we'll discuss it in November when we're going to do our swap. Okay? That gives you like another couple months to work on it, right? So it's not going to be stressful. I find when you do this, you need wet glue, but you don't want it really, really thick. You want to lay it on thin. So tell me what you girls are working on. I want to hear what everybody's working on. I'm just using Elmer's glue. You can use any kind of glue you want. If you have Aleene's glue, just don't use watered down glue because if you're using magazine pages, because it'll definitely affect the warping. Not that it's going to really matter, but I'm just letting you know. My glue's not coming out very fast, so. You guys, I'm telling you, if I told you guys how many boxes of books I took to the thrift store, you would be like embarrassed for me. Patty helped me. We rented a truck, so we took like, I don't know, I want to say 5 pickup trucks full of yard trash. You know, we trimmed we didn't even trim all of it. We just trimmed, this was all from those bananas. But we did a little yard work, but most of it was from those bananas. My glue didn't come out very well, you guys. But don't water it down. And you need a credit card or some sort of a card to, I'll lay my wire down. So we took, and you want to spread it as evenly as possible. Just a really super thin coat. You don't need like a really thick amount of glue. But you do need to make sure the whole thing's covered. So I'm just letting you know, you may have to do, it's a little forgiving so you have some time to work. So we took so many loads to the dump of the, I'm gonna have to pour this out on something that's like clogged the lids. Oh no, now it's finally coming out. We took so many loads of those bananas. It was like five carloads full. It was ridiculous. It was really ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put this underneath it. I'm gonna glue this one too, but I just need to be able to run off the side, off the edge. And we rented a truck, and we had the truck for like 4 days. We couldn't find people rent. You know, I told you guys it's a little third world here. So people actually rent out their own personal vehicles. Okay, we tried to rent one through U-Haul, but they didn't have it, and it was a whole thing. So I found some guy who rented his truck out, but it had a 4-day minimum. It was still super. It was cheap though. It was like, I don't know, $40 a day to rent it out. So I don't even know if I have enough glue on here. I think I do. So we rented it out, and so it took us like, I don't know, the whole day, because the dump isn't open here for late. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you want to just lay your wires down, and I put mine all the way to the top, but you don't have to. I don't know, can you even see it? Because the wire is white. And I lay mine about, I don't know, depending on how big you want your feathers, you want to lay your wire down, and you don't have to put your wire all the way to the top. I just have all this excess wire. I'm putting it all the way to the top of where I folded it. Okay? So we did like, I don't know, we did those insanely large, crazy dump runs, right? And then we had this truck, and I was like, okay. So now, you guys, I took a ton of books to the thrift store. I can't even tell you how many. It's embarrassing to tell you how many books I took to the thrift store. I took all these books to the thrift store, and anyway, it was good, and it was also stressful. All right, this glue is already drying. Okay, you guys have to put, I guess you can't use Elmer's glue because my glue's already drying. Ah! I have to add more glue to this. This is crazy. Okay, let me just cut a few more of these pieces. I'm gonna have to add some more glue to my thing. Anyway, we went to, hi Nikki. So I went today to the thrift store. I went 3 times and dumped off books, and then I cleaned out not all of them, but I'm in the process of cleaning out a lot of my closets and just letting go of everything. I was just like, I'm going for it. I figure I have this truck, I have it for 2 more days, so can I tell you guys, I'm super sore. I'm like so sore, it's ridiculous. I think I'm sore from like carrying boxes and putting yard trash in. Oh, and Hottie found his glasses, by the way. Remember he lost his glasses like whatever the last week or whatever when we were doing the bananas. He lost them. Okay, I'm going to have to add more glue. I think I'm going to switch over to some tacky glue because for whatever reason, my Elmer's glue is drying fast today. So maybe I'll use this glue. So he found his glasses. Remember he lost his glasses, you guys? Do you remember he lost them during the banana fiasco, the banana tree, the banana tree purge? Well, he got new glasses, but he found his old glasses yesterday when we were loading up the 9 million, I need that other magazine page. The 9 million loads of banana leaves to the green waste. So today was the thrift store. Tomorrow's going to be the thrift store. I've cleaned out. I told you guys my oldest daughter moved to China, and she left. She moved to Japan for 5 minutes, and then now they're in China, and they're happy, so happy. She left a bunch of stuff that she wanted me to let go of. She was like, I'm never going to use this, let it go. And I hadn't, so I took all her stuff and cleaned out her closet. And I'm trying to get myself back in my craft space because I can't find all my supplies. It's like, I want to make that zombie journal with you guys, and I can't even find my own Halloween stuff. You know, the stuff that I have already. So, okay. Now that I have my piece of paper, okay, here we go. And it's very gluey now. Okay, lay your pieces of wire or whatever you're going to use, you know, down. No rhyme or reason. You can make them as long or as short as you want. You can put them up to the top of the fold or not. And this isn't very bendy wire. My wire does not stay, so I don't know what it was. I don't know whether... She gave me a huge bag of it, you guys. I told you my friends know that I make all kinds of recycled whatever. Well, my friend that gave it to me, she gave me a huge bag of it. So I have an enormous bag of non-bendy wire. I guess you could weave with it if you were a weaver. Okay, you still need your credit card. You don't put your credit card up. You still need your credit card. Okay. Fold it over. You want to make it meet if you can. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. I'm going to have to trim mine off, so don't matter if you don't. It doesn't matter if you didn't fold it perfect. Like, this is not folded perfect. You can see, but it was so... I ended up having to put so much glue on it. It was so sticky. Now, be gentle, and you want to take your credit card and just burnish it down lightly. If you put as much glue as mine, because it's a magazine page, lightly, lightly, lightly. Got to let it thoroughly dry before you start cutting, or it'll gum up your scissors. So that's one set. Hi, Laura. Hi, Gilmer. So tell me what you guys are working on. Tell me what's on your crafty table today. I want to hear. I want to hear. I want to hear. I'll show you guys my bag of wire. I'm going to go get one more bag. I mean, one more piece. Hey, Susan. How many Susans do we have here? Hi, Frida. Sleeping Beauty is there. You have to tell me exactly what you're talking about. I don't really know what are you talking about, Cassandra? I'm gonna make feathers for the moment out of magazine pages. You're creating with me? Awesome. All right, let me just grab another piece of, I'll show you guys my big bag of this ridiculous non-bendy wire. Okay, are you guys ready for my big bag of non-bendy wire? Here we go. Do you see? It's this huge bag, okay? And look, this is my bag of non-bendy wire. Can you see? A huge bag of non-bendy wire. Is that ridiculous? Huge bag of non-bendy wire. I mean, and it's all like, it's like, what? It's ridiculous. It's a whole grocery bag of not. Hi, Kiki. I know, right? Yeah, everybody tell us where you're from. Post where you're from, everybody. Everybody loves to find their crafty best friend, and it's a great way to do it, coming here and hanging out on a live stream. So tell us where you're from. You have a bag too? I don't even know where mine. I know mine came from my crazy friend. I didn't even ask her where she got it. She sends, sometimes I come home and I find, you're watching and trying to teach yourself a new stitch, Mary? Good for you. It is a lot of wire, you know, and she brings me random things. Like I came home and it was on my doorstep and I knew that she was, okay, Chicago. I knew that my friend was was here. Chicago, Canada, Deer Park, Houston, Princeton, West Virginia, Southwest Missouri, Illinois, Las Vegas, Paris, Tennessee, Fort Worth, Texas. I didn't know you were from Texas, Renee. Houston, Texas, Georgia, South Africa. Hi, Sarita, my love. Baldwin, Missouri. Victor, Texas. California. Helen says she's from Waterlog, Texas. Jacksonville, Florida. Portland, Oregon. Santa Cruz, California. Daytona Beach. Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Perth, Western Australia. Hi, Sharon. Melbourne. Hi, Sally Ann. Ohio. Chicago. Marshalltown, Iowa. Awesome. North Carolina. Awesome, you guys. That's so awesome. And Maui, Hawaii, sitting right here. Austin, Texas. New York City. Woohoo! Washington. So I'm so happy, you guys. So if you guys live near each other, you know, go on over and join us in Crafting Mamas. And if you guys live near each other, you should definitely, if you can get together and craft, do it. Wow, Lorella, Edna's only 45 minutes from you. The weather in Hawaii is nice, but it's been very weird and humid. You know, it's hot here lately, hotter than normal. Your daughter lives in Volcano. Oh, I love Volcano on the Big Island. I love the Big Island. It's one of my favorite places to visit. Okay, I got my wire all cut, and I'll try it. I'm going to try this page. I'll try and do this page, and we'll see how this page turns out. So if I haven't said hi to you, please just shout at me in caps. It's not because sometimes the chat goes by so fast. I don't see it. And it's not because I don't want to say hi to you. So I love all you girls. Yeah, Maui, you know, that side of the island I live on, you know, every side of the island has its own thing, right? And the side that I live on is, we get a little bit, I live like in the central part of the island, and we get a little bit more rain. I used to live on the really dry side where we didn't even have rain gutters on our home. And then when it would rain, everyone would freak out because, you know, when you live on the dry side, what happens is that you have mudslides, right? Because there's not any moisture. But we need water. You know, it's not like, people don't realize, like, when they come here that, you know, the showers that they take or whatever, like, all of our water comes from rain, right? So we do need some rain. It has rained this past week, some here more than it normally does. So, but everything's dry. So what happens is when we don't get enough rain, we get these flash, we get like these, I had a diaper wipe, you guys, I'm not on myself today. We get, fires, and that is really not good. We get these, you know, this, you know, where the dry brush catches on fire, like that. Guys, I need another piece. Here's another piece of, I'm gonna put my other piece of painty paper down so that I don't have it stick to everything. So it's, you know, the weather's always good here. I can't complain. Compared to everywhere else in the world, yes, we do have our tsunamis and our hurricanes too. You know, we have that as well. But for the most part, I will say it is really nice here. No complaining coming from me. None whatsoever. I am so sending you guys so much love in Texas. You know, my elderly aunt still lives right there in that area, and they had to come and get her in a boat. They had to, and she lives with my cousin and her husband, and it was like all of a sudden, you know, they were fine. They were watching the water, and the next thing you know, they were underwater. You know, their house was 4 feet underwater, and they were like in a camper, and they had just bought a camper not too long ago, and it was sitting up on some blocks, which was probably dangerous too, but at least they could go in it, right? They were sitting up high in this camper while they were waiting to be rescued, and then of course it was I don't know, it was a long time before they were rescued, and I need to add some glue on the bottom of this one. And my cousin's brother-in-law actually drove. He lives on the side of the island, on the side of Texas where it's usually floods, but the area that he lived in didn't flood. So he ended up borrowing somebody's fishing boat, you know, a little John boat. That's what we called them. I don't know what they're called. Like the kind of like a bass boat, like one with an inboard-outboard motor, like a small one. I don't know what that's called. When I grew up, it was called a John boat. But anyway, or at least that's what my dad called it. Could have very well been something else. You know, when you come from Texas, people have the strangest names for things. Anyway, so he ended up borrowing a boat from someone and driving his car as far as he could get it, and then going by boat and picking them up. And if he hadn't have, I don't know if they would have been rescued for a very long time. And then what's even cooler about him, he's a really nice guy, but what's even cooler about him is that he then gave his car to my cousin and her family, and he stayed with his boat, or with that boat. Maybe it was his boat. I don't know whose boat it was. And he's still rescuing people. So, and if you guys Google Dickinson, Texas, and look at the pictures that they showed, that is where my family is, and it's actually really scary. Okay, now you do need to let this dry, okay? You do need to let it dry because you're going to start cutting it, and it does need to dry. So while we're waiting for our feather bits to dry, let's go on and make a couple of envelopes or make a couple of other things and make some other stuff, okay? With our scraps to use for ephemera. So, sorry guys, I got glue on my seal. Yes, you know what? People have come from all over. You know, people from New York came to help them. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, if you watch TV, if you watch it too much, it would be, yeah, you were watching live coverage on Dickinson. It's a small town. It's a small town. It's very scary for everyone, you know? I'm just grateful they're all okay. Okay, this is a torn piece of a calendar or a book that I had, which I think I'm going to make. Maybe I'll make some small envelopes out of it, some mini envelopes. Okay? So if you want to make some mini envelopes, just find whatever you want to make it out of. I'm going to make mine out of this. This is still sticky. Sticky! Let me see which side of this isn't sticky. Okay, that side's not sticky. Okay. You're going to make a small envelope. I usually like to cut my pieces in squares. I like making them that way, but you can, if you know how to make it without it, the template is you can make them a couple ways. But I want you guys to start thinking outside the box because, you know, I get so many things like, I want to make something, but it's too expensive and that sort of thing. You guys have all this stuff right in your very own stash. I can guarantee you all have a book or can get a hold of an old calendar, an old book. I'm sure you all shop at a big box store, so they'll have some receipts. Maybe we'll make some receipt flowers after this. Okay, so here's your piece. I'm going to make this my outside because I like it. And you want to put your two outside corners touching each other. You don't have to make them touching, but this is a good way to practice, okay? Good way to practice. Touching each other. I'm going to build the bottom part up to where a little bit further up where it meets. Okay, I like to fold my pointy corner down. I don't even know if you guys can see because this is so dark. Let me see if I can do it on this lighter side. Sorry. All right, let's do it again. I'm sorry. I didn't see that you couldn't see. Okay. So both sides in, meet touching each other, both corners in, the bottom part up. I fold the flap down, then I'm going to fold it back over on inside of itself. So this is what it looks like. Can you guys see? This is just wax paper. Noni, it's painty wax paper. The one underneath this is a shelf liner, you know, like the contact paper, but it's the thing that you rip the contact paper off of. And then I usually cut it up and use it in my journals. And this is just a piece of wax paper, kitchen wax paper. Okay, so here you go. Can you guys see? Let me just show you. This is a dark piece. You're going to fold, make a square. You have your square. You're going to fold the two pieces into and have the points touch. Fold the bottom up. You're going to fold the middle thing down and then fold it back in on itself. I would use glue stick for this. I would not use wet glue. You like the sheen? It's my wax paper. It's ridiculous, right? I try to use what I have at home, Noni, without having to go buy it. I know that, you know, you can go and get, you know, all sorts of cool stuff from the craft store. But I try to use up what I have. Okay? Now I put my glue on the inside flaps on this one because it's small. I didn't want to glue the flaps down. Now you can see it's a little wonky, but that's okay. I can fix it. So fold it back down as far down as you want your point to be. Then you can go back and fix it if you want. You don't have to. Can't really see on this one because it's dark and it's small. But I'm just going to cut the edge off. And I'll do it on the other side and then I'll even it out. It's a forgiving process and you don't have to be perfect, okay? So it is a very, very, very forgiving process. And there you go. Voila, your baby envelope. Can you see it? It's all glued together. Baby envelope. Susan, we don't have like craft stores like you do. We have one little tiny craft store, and I would love to tell you that it has like really cool stuff, but it doesn't. It's mostly like a framing store, like, you know, like you'd go in and get framing stuff occasionally. They have silk flowers, and they have stuff to make leis. They do have some rubber stamps, not a lot, and a few dies, but they're like, because it's one little tiny store, it's ridiculously expensive. So when I buy stuff, I try to buy it where I'm going to get free shipping. So a lot of times it's through Amazon Prime, or Canvas Court Brands offers free shipping. There's other companies that offer, when they offer free shipping, I try, but not every place ships to Hawaii. So they'll say free shipping, but that it won't be to Hawaii. But you know what? I think I have a lot of fun making stuff out of what other people. Yeah, I do get Amazon. Look, I get Amazon Prime, but I don't get the 2-day shipping. Are you kidding? Well, I'm going to keep making some envelopes, Laura. Meaning Amazon Prime means I don't have to pay for the shipping if you have a Prime membership, right? But I don't get the 2-day thing. It takes, are you kidding? I ordered something and I'm still waiting on it. And they said it was shipped. I don't know. You know, you know what? You just gotta, you get a lesson in patience living here. Okay, so the first thing you do is you make I did make a cute envelope, right? So now you know how you can make envelopes for anything. So the first thing you need to do is cut a square. And I'm sorry this is so dark. It just happened to be what I had when I was looking through my stuff. You want to cut a square, and then you want to fold the two sides in to meet each other with the points touching. Okay? I'll hold it up so you can see it. Okay. Hi, Trish. Here's your square, and then your 2 pieces of meat. Now this one's also going to be a little bit off, but it's okay. You know, I'm just going to roll with it. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, then you want to fold the bottom up to meet it. I'm going to fold the bottom up to meet the center. And I always fold the center part down. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you like it to come up, you can. And then I fold it in. This one is definitely not going to be straight, but that's okay. It's just a book page envelope. It is just a book page envelope. And I'm going to glue it. So, you know, Noni, when you live here, you have to be. Because can I tell you, so when we first moved here, we moved into a house that had, we don't live in that house anymore, but we lived in a house that had this burnt orange carpet. First of all, the islands have this red dirt, and it doesn't come out of anything, okay? It seriously does not. It stains everything. So the people that had this house before us had their carpet the same color as this like red dirt that's here in Maui, right? Which I don't know about you. I didn't move here to live in a house with carpeting. That's just who I am. But I'm not saying anything against carpeting. But so I said to them, to the people we were renting the house from, I said, look, you know, I will take the house, but we have to get it retiled. And they were all willing, right? I couldn't get anyone to come and give me an estimate. You guys, this was for like a real tiling job for a whole house. So I had to tile it myself. I had to buy my own tile, and then I couldn't find a place. Anyway, it's a little third world here, so it is chill. Couldn't even get somebody to show up to give me an estimate on tiling a house. So I ended up buying my own tile saw and tiling my house. So that was when we first moved here. People are not in a hurry. It's always like, you know, you can go to a business and the sign will say, open 10-ish, close when I feel like it. You know, and 10 will come and 11 will come, and then you'll be like, where is everybody? And the surf will be up and nobody else showed up. You know, it's just how it works here. You just gotta be zen. It is definitely, absolutely a exercise in patience for yourself. So that's 2 little envelopes, and we'll make a bunch of feathers. I'm gonna cut this one. Let me see if I can get a square out of it. We can also make other, don't have to have square envelopes. We can have other envelopes, but let me see. It is an exercise in patience. You definitely cannot be in a hurry. And the worst part is that people come here and they're so wound up. A lot of people have car wrecks when they come here because they're so wound up. And we have a 1 lane in, 1 lane out road. And 2-hour lunches in France. Oh, Vicky, I don't know if people are that leisurely here, but I mean they are. But anyway, you just gotta go with it. You just can't even like let it go. You know, you just gotta let it go. You can't even like deal with it. People be in a really big hurry, and you know, used to driving in city traffic, and it's only 35 miles an hour here, and it's only 1 lane in, 1 lane out. So think about it. You know, people get in wrecks because they hurry, and people here are not in a hurry. That is for sure. You just gotta breathe through it. Got to breathe through it. So I also make these same envelopes out of tea bags, like the tea bag things on the outside. You know, what is it called? Tea bag cover? I never even know exactly what that's called. Does anybody know what it's called? Is it called a tea bag cover? I don't know what it's called. So anyway, I make them out of that too. And I like making them out of that. So you guys, I just want you to open up your eyes to what exactly you can do with the stuff you already have. And look, if you're not into making work like this, and I know some of you aren't, that's fine too. But don't let your lack of supplies limit your creativity. You know, help it to spark your creativity more. You know, help it to spark your creativity so that you feel like whatever you're going to make, you can make it amazing, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be however however you make it. You can live with the imperfections. You can recycle. You can, your journal will be different than anyone else's because you're making your own components, right? You are making your own components. Yours is going to be different than anybody else's. Your ephemera is going to be different. One of my favorite things to do when I go, and I love to travel, and I do usually travel a lot. And lately, my destination of choice has been South America. I've been to Bogota a couple times and Costa Rica a couple times, and I've enjoyed it a lot. I try to collect like menus and different things that they have there, and I love it. And I make all kinds of ephemera from it. Okay, so here's another little envelope. So I have all these little tiny envelopes. Now, if you're going to make them and put them in your journals, that's awesome. I think that's really great. The other thing is that if you guys have stamps, you can make your ephemera with stamps. Like these are the white parts of the napkin that's inside your, when you're taking your napkins apart, I save them. And I got this really cool bingo stamp. I don't know where I got it. I must have gotten it a Tuesday morning because it was all $3.99. I don't know where I got it. Maybe somebody gave it to me. Honestly, I don't know. Anyway, I got it. If I got it at Tuesday morning, I got it a long time ago. Yeah, I can show you how to make an envelope with a paper doily. Absolutely. So if you have rubber stamps, what I think is cool is if you took your napkins like this, right? And let me see if I can find a book page. You guys know I have so many. You guys would have been so proud of me letting go of my stuff. I was so proud of me. KonMari would have been proud of me. She would have been totally proud of me. Calamari would have been proud. She would have been proud. I'm going to make something with this really quick, and then I'll show you how to make it. You can make a doily. You can make a doily envelope. You can make an envelope out of anything. Okay, so let me see. So I was so proud of myself, though, you guys, letting go of my stuff. I was really happy that I did. I felt so good. Is that ridiculous how good I felt that I let go of all that stuff? I'm going to make like a little journal pocket. So I'm taking my book page and I'm going to fold it. I'm going to leave about, I don't know, what is that, about 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches. It doesn't matter. Just do two, you just want a little flap over. That's all. I don't even know. I don't measure anything, you guys. I'm terrible. And I don't have a ruler here. Okay. And then I'm going to, let me see where I thought I had a tiny circle punch, but I don't think I have one over here. Let me see. I'm going to take my book page before I glue it down. And this is the end part, like the outside part that's going to be folded over. And I'm going to punch a notch in it. So I'm just going to eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm going to punch a little notch in it. There. And I'm going to, now you can make a choice. You can glue it like you want to glue it with the smaller flap on the inside so that it gives you some room for a gusset. Okay? Now I just need to decide whether I'm going to, give me uno momento. Let me see if I'm going to, okay, I need to fold up the bottom about, I'm terrible, maybe 1/4 inch. I should get a ruler, just tape it to my desk so that I would know, because people ask me all the time. So this is what it looks like, okay? You've got your fold and this, and then the bottom you've pulled up. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this piece on the inside. You are going to cut off these two pieces. You're going to cut off this side of the bottom. I guess you could leave it on if you wanted to because this book page is thin, but I'm going to cut it off just to show you. And cut off this end. And you can see where to cut it because you've already folded it and that scored it for you. Okay, so then this is what your thing looks like, right? Now you've cut off those two bottom parts. I'm going to fold this inside, and you're just going to put the glue on here, and you're using glue stick. Did I ask if it brought me joy? And can I tell you, it stressed me out enough to bring me joy, but can I tell you, my house feels better. I can't get to my stuff, you guys. My stuff in the garage was just, I needed to let go of some books. So, you know what happens to me is that I take the books that they're going to throw away, not all of them, and I don't go every day, but on the days that I volunteer at this sort of book thrift store, the volunteer, they throw away, the bookstore is really small, and they throw away books that are damaged, you guys, and they throw away books that will never sell. I mean, unfortunately, they do. Okay, so do you see I'm gluing? I'm gonna put my top piece to meet the corner on that side. Do you see it? Okay, and I'm gonna lay this, I'm gonna refold this down and refold this down. So what happens is on the days that they have these big, huge dumpsters, and you know, your job is to put the books out in the dumpster. Well, I take the ones that I don't get to look through all of them all the time because you're busy volunteering or whatever, right? So I'll just put them in a box and bring them home, and I'll look through them, and then I usually take them back. And right, what I do sometimes, and this is terrible, is I take them back, and instead of taking them to the bookstore that I got them from, I take them to another thrift store, hoping that the book's going to get one more chance at life. It doesn't always, but I'm hoping that it does. Want to put glue on this part, the ridgy part. I need to trim this a little bit though before I do it. So I kind of do it selfishly, hoping the book is going to get another life. So I had gotten all these books, and I usually go through them, and then I take back whatever. Well, I hadn't had a chance to go through them, so I had boxes of books, you guys, boxes. So I just took them all to the thrift store. Honestly, I didn't even really go through them. I have so many books, I don't really need any other ones. Okay, so this is your little pocket for your journal. Do you see it now? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my, Sherry's saying she knows how I feel. She has no art space, and it's going to take a few minutes to get one. Okay, so I do have an art space, but I have allowed I had one that I closed the door on, but I have allowed it to become a bedroom again. And I told you guys my friend is coming to stay with me, right? My friend from Australia is coming, and I'm so excited about it. But because we were doing the kitchen stuff, I had all my stuff in the garage, and my space isn't workable for me. I need to have like space where I feel like I can function, right? And I didn't have it. And so now I'm trying to reclaim my space. I'm trying to reclaim my space, and I don't need all the stuff. And so I just let the books go. I kept it. If I told you guys how many books I let go of, you would have been like, what? So I took the books. Still have some more to go through, and I feel lighter. But I want to get my craft space is so small. I want to reclaim it. Since I took everything and put it in the garage, I only want to bring back in the space what I'm really going to love and use. And it's stressful. Okay, so you guys get the idea. Now I'm going to use some glue stick on this. I'm using glue stick on my book page. Because the napkin interiors are so fragile. You know what I mean? The white parts of the napkin. And I am going to lay it down and find a clean, I know I have a clean credit card. This one's got glue on one side. Definitely need the clean credit card side. Don't put the gluey credit card side down. Go from the center out. And I just used glue stick. Okay, imagine whatever custom ephemera. Custom ephemera. Okay. Yes, Carrie, you're right. Sometimes you have to say bye to your stuff. Sherry, my space is so small for what I have. You'll see it. I'll do, as soon as I get, hopefully I'm going to get it together. I have to get it together. She's coming on the 6th. So if I want to reclaim it, she'll be here soon, so I have to get it there. Okay, Mary's asking me, could I do one more square? Yes, I can do one more square. Okay, but do you see, like, this is your own custom ephemera. This was the napkin, the inside napkin piece. This was stamped on with the stamp I have. So whatever stamp you have. If you have a cat stamp or a horse stamp, or you're doing a vintage journal and you happen to have some sort of swirly things, you know. Wait, I missed what you said. Susan says, no matter how big her workspace, you work yourself into a corner. You're absolutely right. Yes, you are totally, absolutely right. Isn't it cute? It's super cute. And you can make this with anything. I made this with just I don't even know the name of the book, and it probably is racy, because you know me and my racy. It's called The Rebel Angels. I probably got it for the cover. Did I hear horse? Yes, Vicki. Yeah, you heard a horse. That's right, Vicki. Your horse is here. Your horse swam from Texas to Hawaii. Your horse is now munching on my lawn outside, and gonna help me cart all my stuff to the dump. So I don't want you guys to get all caught up in thinking that you have to go buy stuff, all right? I want all of you that belong to my Facebook group, make one of these with one of your stamps and post it. Okay? Make one of these with one of your stamps. It was so easy. Okay? It's like, you can't go wrong. It's stamped on a napkin. All right, you want a square? Let me find one that you can actually see. That's the problem with me, is that I made them and you can't see it. I can make one out of this, and then you'll be able to see it because it's white, or it's for demonstration purposes. Now, if you want yours to be perfect, you could take it to your scoreboard and score it. Guys, I'm not that invested. But isn't it cool that if you get those napkins, you can use the white paint? Eating bananas. You know what I did today? I packaged up a bunch of bananas. I told you guys the banana tree story. Okay, you got your square. Fold the two sides in touching. They don't have to touch if you don't want them to, but this is a really good way to learn how to make it. Okay? And okay, touching, and then score both sides. It may not be perfect. It wouldn't be perfect unless I scored it or cut my square straight or folded it perfect, and I can't fold anything perfect. Okay, then you're going to fold the bottom up. These are tiny magazine pages, thin magazine pages, so it's okay that they overlap, okay? Now, and see, it's not perfect. Can you see my imperfection? Let it go. Let it go. Vicki, pretend horses eat whatever they want. You know what? We have a bunny, and our bunny eats bananas. Can you believe it? He loves bananas, especially these little apple bananas. Okay, I'm going to fold this part back down on itself, okay? You could cut it off if you want, but it's such a thin page you don't need to. Then I'm going to fold it back in on itself, okay? Do you see it now? It's not perfect, but just go with it. You've never seen a horse interested in bananas? They may not be. I don't know. Our dog eats bananas. Our dog eats bananas, and our bunny eats bananas. I don't think the cat does, but you never know here. Okay, so this is what you have. You have your two sides folded in, the bottom folded up, this part folded back on itself, and then folded in. Now you're just going to glue it. And that is it. Voila, my dear. Ash is saying she crafts most days on a 12 by 12 scrapbook album. You know what, Ash? You were right. This thing that you're seeing here, this little box that I have my stuff on, that used to be my crafting thing when I would craft outside, because I had a table, but I it didn't work. So she crafts on her lap, so she understands that, hey, it works. Carrie says her poodle eats peanut butter and bananas with her. So there you go. So what I will tell you is put the glue on these inside pages like this. Okay, not on the, then you don't stick it together. Then you're not tempted to glue your pieces down. You may have to add a little bit more if you didn't add enough, like I didn't. So today I should have done a video on it next time because we have another whole ripe thing of bananas coming up soon. I'll do one. So, I told you guys bananas, the most banana trees, I don't know if all, just the ones I've had in my house, my yard. And I don't think there's any amazing thing about the bananas we have in our yard. But they fruit about 100 pounds. Now you want to fold this back down. So you have your flap. And voila, there you go. There's your envelope. This is so thin, I'm not going to cut the sides, but if you were doing it with thick paper, you would want to cut these little pieces off, but it's so thin. If I put it in a journal and it gets used a lot, it might rip. So today, we ate as many bananas as we possibly could, and then they were turning, so I peeled them to freeze them, and I froze, I want to say, I don't know, you guys, 50 bananas? Maybe more. Yes, I'll make another pocket. So there is your simple, super simple envelope. And what's really cool is if you measured something, like if you were going to send somebody a power pack or an ATC, you could make your envelope to fit the ATC. And then if you're going to mail these in the regular post, put a sticky label on it. Just put a sticky label on it. Otherwise, they won't meter it. Just letting you know what my struggles. All right, we've made 4 envelopes and a bunch of feathers that are still drying. They're still not dry. Maybe this one is. No, it's still wet. And I'll make another one of those. You guys, when you make these, don't worry if they're not perfect because I can fix this part. Okay, it's not gonna matter. But you gotta let it dry. Definitely gotta let it dry. And if you put your wire up as far as I did, you want to smash around it so that it, burnish around it with your fingers so that it, yeah, these need to dry. Okay, I'm gonna make another pocket. I'm gonna do it out of book pages because that's what I have here. Oh, I have one that I painted. You did it out of a painted book page. All right, so you want to, let me just see if I want, I can't do this. Okay, you want to fold it over and leave enough for when if you don't leave enough in here, it won't open. And you have to glue it on the inside because it makes like a, I don't know, like a hinge, like a thing, like a gusset, I guess. What's funny? Isn't it funny what? Yeah, you're right, Laura. Don't worry that it's, I love that song. Don't worry that it's not good enough for anyone to see. Saying just craft along. There you go, that's perfect, Laura. Okay, so you want to go ahead and score it on the left side, and you want to fold over your flap, what's going to be on the inside, but you're going to fold it over on top, okay? So that you can get your score marks down, right, like that. 3 pieces, okay? Now the bottom, you want to fold it up, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch, maybe more, whatever works for you. You decide. It is your envelope. You're going to open it back up, and you're going to cut these parts off. It's your pocket. You're going to cut this side off, and you're going to cut this side off, okay? And you'll know where to cut because it's already scored. So you folded that over, and you folded the bottom up about that much, about 1/4 of an inch. No, I'm still doing the feathers. They have to dry. The feathers are right here. They're waiting to dry. Can't you see them? They're flying. Ooh, ooh. No, they're waiting to dry. You guys, the energies have been so crazy. I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. I have been awake since 3 o'clock my time. And it is now almost 5 o'clock my time. Isn't that crazy? And I didn't go back to sleep. I tried, but it didn't work. So I just got up and made myself a cup of coffee and just started my calamari. I have calamari all day. I am sore, you guys. My body is sore. I've carried so many books outside. You have no idea. I went through all the books on my bookcase. I went through all the books in the garage. I went through all the books in the garage last night. I went through all the books on my bookcase today. Now, before you close it down, you definitely want to punch your hole before you close it. It's harder once you've closed it. Now, if you don't have a hole punch, trace something around it. Like I used to not have a hole punch. A circle punch, I just used a glue stick. Okay? So you guys, I've cleaned out, maybe I was just nervous energy or something, but I cleaned out. I'm gonna fly like your pretend horse. The feathers must be in its pockets. You guys are ridiculous. Ridiculous. So I cleaned out a bunch of stuff. I think I cleaned out bunches of stuff because I was like, I don't know. I've been wanting to do it. I want my craft room back together. I'm like sick of having my stuff in the garage. So I started, but I want it to all fit in this space. You'll see when I finally do my little walkthrough of my tiniest space. You'll see what I mean. You'll be like, oh my gosh, no wonder. It's bigger than a 12 by 12 thing. All right, I'll make the envelope with a... No, I think I was a little bit nervous for everyone. Night, Renee. We're happy you joined us. Big hugs to you, okay? Huge hugs to you. We're happy you were here with us. Maybe I was just nervous for you guys, Bet. You know, like yesterday, my cousin called me at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is, what time is that your time? 8 o'clock in the morning your time? Are you guys 5 hours behind me or are you 6 hours? Bet, do you know? Anyway, so now I'm just going to glue this bottom part up. So, she called me at 3 to tell me that they were okay because I hadn't heard from them. So, can you guys hear the dog crying? I don't know why she's crying, but she is. So, all right, so here's this pocket. It's kind of cute with the polka dots. And I could go ahead and add my bingo if I felt like it. My bingo was his name-o. So, maybe I was just nervous for you guys, you know? Okay, lurkers, say hi. We see you there. We just don't know who you are. Don't be afraid. We don't bite. Well, maybe some of you. Maybe we bite some, but, you know, it's painless. It's 8:45 in Colorado. Well, it is 4:45 here. And we don't observe daylight savings time, so when you guys go back to your daylight saving time, our time still stays the same. So then it becomes more hours difference. So I don't know. Well, I was up at 3:45 for her, or 3 something yesterday for her, and then the same thing happened today. Somebody actually called me. I was awake before they called. I was actually in the kitchen making myself a cup of coffee at 3:45 in the morning, and my phone rang. It was almost like an intuitive, like, oh, somebody's going to call you. You better get up. So I went and I did that. I made myself some coffee. I don't normally make myself coffee at 3 o'clock in the morning, but today I did. And then you guys, I just started on my calamari. I started it at 3 o'clock this morning. I started my calamari at 3 o'clock this morning. I was calamarying. I was already calamarying. I'm going to like this. I actually really like this. Maybe I should mark it so I know how much glue I need. I mean, where I need to. What are you fussing about? The dog is here fussing, you guys. The dog wants to craft as well. The dog is like, I need to craft too. You are crafting without me. I like using glue stick. I know some of you guys really love Mod Podge or Collage Podge, and I'm not against that. I just like using glue stick. I think that I guess if you want a slick surface, you would have to go back and add your you could add a layer over it. Use the side of your credit card that doesn't have any glue on it, ladies, to burnish your paper napkin. So you don't need to have Mod Podge to do, or Collage Podge, or wet glue to do paper napkin decoupage. You just need a glue stick and a credit card. Okay, so there's bingo pocket number 2. I'm not on Instagram. You know what? I do have an Instagram account, Susan, but I haven't set it up. I will. I promise I will. Charlie's not snoring. She wants me to throw her. She wants me to throw her dog, her baby, her little lamb, her little lamb. Vicky says she got up at 2:30 in the morning and she had coffee with her husband, and then she went back to bed. That was probably smart. I didn't go back to bed. I tried, but it didn't work. You can feel the love emanating from the computer. The dog, can I tell you, that dog is she's just too much. Okay, so here is my little pockets from, now imagine, I don't know what kind of stamps you guys have, but what's fun is if you stamp on your paper napkin pieces, obviously it doesn't have to be a bingo card, it could be anything, and then you make your own ephemera from that. I think that's really cool. And then you can make a tag to go inside of it, right? So, I mean, I can make a tag. I certainly have enough stuff to make tags with. Let me see if I have one over here. I like making tags from packaging, you guys. I like to make it from, okay, I think this is almost dry enough to make the feathers. All right, let me make Carrie's doily. What am I making? Am I making a doily pocket, or am I making a doily envelope? What am I making? Sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, lurkers, say hi. It's 12:48 p.m. in Melbourne. Oh, awesome. I don't have a Dollar Tree. They have some awesome napkins at the Dollar Tree. That's awesome. So what am I making, Carrie? Can you tell me what did you want me to do? You wanted me to make a doily pocket or a doily envelope? What did you want me to make with a doily? I don't know what you told me. I don't know where I got these doilies. They're very large. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys sent them to me, or I bought them at the thrift store. I would have either gotten them as a gift. I got a whole package of them. So they would either have come as a gift from someone, which if you sent them to me, thank you very much, or I got them at the thrift store. I don't know. Okay? I'm not, because I'm terrible. I don't know where I get things, so I don't remember. Unless it's like something, like a product that you would buy like at a, so is Carrie still here? What is it that, hi Susan. Oh, everybody, for like 2 seconds, put your arms around Susan and send her some love and send some sweet, good thought intentions to her lovely sweetheart Brian. He has not been well. So everybody, we're wrapping our arms around you, Susan, and we're sending you some love. And we're wrapping our arms around Brian and we're sending him love. You're watching Hollywood Game Night? Oh, sounds great. What did you get for a cent each, Julie? You want the envelope? Okay. So we're going to do the envelope the same way. All right, so Fold the bottom up and down. You can fold the sides in. You're gonna have to cut it. You're gonna have to cut your doily, okay? So you can do it a similar way. Sorry guys, the dog is having its moment. Okay, so you're going to fold your sides in, all right, and your bottom up. And then you're going to fold your top down. That's it. And we'll have to glue it together. Hang on, let me just get my... Now, I don't think you could send this one in the mail, Carrie. So just an FYI, I don't think so. You can make a cool pocket for your journal like this, though. And then you're just going to fold the top down. But let me just work on the top a little bit. It's a little wonk up there. So you're going to fold it up just like that, and then you'll just fold your top down like an envelope, just like that. This might be a cool like bridesmaid thing, or guys, every time I look at doilies, I think of weddings. Isn't that ridiculous? So let me just glue the bottom. You might want to glue some paper on it because it's going to be a little, I don't know. Let me just glue the bottom first. You calamari Heavy's birthday cookies at 3 a.m. Oh, that sounds good, Anne. What kind of birthday cookies did you make him? What kind of birthday cookies did you make him? Susan, are you still here, Miss Susan Z? Because I'm going to get ready to make my, and if you've been chatting all this time and I've missed you, I'm sorry. I'm getting ready to make my feathers, and I just want to make sure you're here. Okay, I'm going to have to glue, I'm going to have to add some more glue to the top of my little doily there, so it sticks. And hi, Vicky S. Well, I glued it. I mean, it's got enough, my doily's substantial enough that it doesn't need any paper in between it, but you can't really see the pretty latticey things of the doily. The pretty things on the doily. You just want to fold the top down. Now you could trim it if you wanted to, but I think it's going to be so thin you might not want to trim it. You could trim you could trim these parts off if you wanted. You know, these extra things off. Let me see. Let's just trim them and see what it looks like if I can cut it straight. You guys know me, I can't cut anything straight. So, but I think if I'm going to trim it off, I think I'm going to glue it down to itself because this is super thin doily, right? So I think I'm going to trim it down, but I'm going to go ahead and glue the parts that I trimmed onto itself. Does that make sense? You find a piece of paper to use underneath it as my glue paper. Carrie, are you making a bunch of doily envelopes? Is that why the request? You want to make a doily envelope are you mailing it off to the ladies? Are you doing doily envelopes to the ladies? Definitely want to burnish it down if you're going to glue the lacy parts together. You can use your exciting burnisher at the top of your glue stick. Let's see. I'm going to do the other side. You can't even make a straight fold with a roller hay. It would look nice with some spray ink on it. You're absolutely right. So if you guys are into making those Victorian vintage Jane Austen style journals, which I have to confess, girls, I'm not, you can make yourself some doily envelopes. I mean, I do put doilies in some of my journals, but I don't, I would let it dry thoroughly before I messed with it again, just to see what actually stayed down. And my hands are so sticky that it keeps coming up. Okay, I need to glue this side down more. The problem with doilies is they have raised edges and they are not sticking. It's not sticking. If you have Yes Paste, that would work. I mean, I do have some, I just don't have it open. I don't have it near me. All right, Miss Carrie, there's your envelope that needs to dry because I put lots of glue on it. So there is your envelope. Now I could trim this. Maybe I'll trim this a little bit. Let me trim this side up just a tiny bit. So let me trim. It would look good spray ink though, for the person that suggested that. It would look really good spray ink. Okay, so there's your doily, Miss Carrie. You could trim it even more. Like you could trim down or fold in. Maybe folding in the inside would be better than trimming it. If you don't want the lacy parts on the side. So you can decide. You could fold it down like this side or trim it down. Or you could leave it all lacy. I mean, I don't know. What are you going to put in yours? What are you going to put inside your envelope? Definitely needs something. I don't know, you guys. I don't make doily envelopes. I'm not the doily envelope queen. One of you guys is probably much more of a doily envelope queen than me. Yeah, I might glue these down onto themselves. It might be better, just like Edna suggested, to add some paper to it. So there's your doily envelope. Doily envelope. Yeah, this one I think I would definitely go ahead and glue down the insides. It would definitely, you could see the filigree work or the lacy work so I just folded it down. Okay, and then here's the top. I think you would probably want to line it with paper because it is pretty thin and the areas where all the little tiny cut work is fragile. Well, I think there's probably other ways, but I don't know because I never make them. That's not my state of expertise. Because I just make everything out of whatever I have, you know. So is Miss Susan Z still here, or did we lose her and Miss Bet? Are they still here, or did we lose them? Bye, Carla. Carla, I didn't even get to talk to you. Did you ever get your stream working? I came over to see you on Ustream for a little while, but then I was in the middle of doing my running in and out for my dump runs, you're in an envelope swap and you just wanted to know how to do it? Oh, okay, cool. You probably could sew them together. They would look good. Oh, good, you're here. Oh, good. I was going to make the feathers. That's the only reason why, and I didn't want you to miss them. All right. So now that we've glued our paper together, you guys, this is the easiest thing possible on the planet, okay? You're all fixed and you're ready for streaming on Sunday? What was wrong, Carla? It just kept buffering and buffering, and I was thinking it was my computer, so I kept rebooting. Awesome, Susan, for your bingo paper. So we have well, I'm glad you're ready for streaming on Sunday, Carla, because she got it fixed. She changed the bit rate. What is the bit rate, you guys? You have to enlighten me on that. I don't even know what that is. You can tell one of you guys can tell me later if you don't want to tell me what it is. The setting on your OBS were wrong, and you didn't know what was wrong. Oh my gosh, Carla, can you message me later and tell me what it was? Because I'm sure it'll probably be me too. I thought it was my computer. I kept rebooting, kept rebooting, kept rebooting, and finally I was like, okay, because I had you on while I was trying to purge, do my calamari. My calamari. Well, I'm happy that it's fixed for Sunday. So you guys don't forget, Cage Fish is going to be on Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Football Widows hour or two. Making, what are you going to be making? Anything Goes book? Anything Goes book, I think. Carly, you and I sound like we're technologically in the same place. Well, I'm glad you got it fixed. Okay, here's the very exciting thing, ladies. Now you just want to cut between, but you want to leave enough room. You want to cut between wherever your feather, and they don't have to be perfect, and I'm going to show you why. Like, you don't have to evenly cut, but it does help a little bit if you don't cut too close to the middle bit. Anything Goes book on Sunday. Everybody show up. Good night, Mary. We love you. We hope you sleep well. If you guys haven't joined our Facebook group, come on over. Craftin' Mamas on Facebook, and you can continue the chat and ask questions. You're making feathers along with me? Awesome, Sally Ann. Awesome. This is so easy, you guys. Now, I know there were some of you that made these with washi tape. I think it might be a little bit too much work for me. Okay, the washi tape. The washi tape ones. Okay, now they're not perfect and they're all wonky. Good night. You're exhausted, Ed? I think I may go to bed early tonight too. Okay, so you want to go ahead and here, I wish I have a bag of them somewhere, you guys. I don't know where. And they're all different shapes and different sizes. Okay, so I cut the bottom up a little bit. Okay, this is the shaping part. I cut around over this way, like that. Don't worry if it's not perfect. It's going to work out. It always does. Okay, so that's the beginning. Right? That is the beginning of my feather. Now, if you wanted to cut like a cool notch in them to make them like that, fine. All right, are you ready for the exciting part? Or I think it's fun. You need to turn it with the stem away from you. And you're just going to cut up. And you just get cut. And you just cut. And you just cut. That is it. That is all there is to it, friends. There is no more magic than that. And what's really cool about these is you can make them any size. You can make them out of anything. You don't have to have special paper. You don't have to have like whatever. You can make them out of anything. You can make them, these are magazine pages. You can make them out of book pages. You can make them out of scrapbook paper. You can make them out of junk mail. You could make them out of security envelopes, and then turn it over and do the other one the same way. You just cut it down like that. That is the exciting feather. It's the exciting feather bit. You can cut the strips as thin or as fat as you want. Are you going to take the dog or no? No dog? Okay, you don't have to take the dog.
Yeah, I'm going to take and grab her.
She wants to go though. She's following you. Well, if you can't put it on, bring her over here. The dog thinks that she's a child. I told you guys this. And so my youngest one's going to go outside and play with her friends, ride her scooter, and the dog thinks that she's going to. She's like hovering. Okay, that is it. Are you guys good? Now, it doesn't matter if some of the pieces come out. It's okay. Okay? And then futz with it. Futz with it until you like it. And futz with it until you like it. That is it. Right? Are you guys like, that is the exciting feather technique. I'm cutting almost to the wire, not all the way, but you can. I mean, that's why I doubled over the magazine page and did it like that. Okay? I mean, there's still some space to the wire. And you can cut it as thin or as fat as you want your pieces. Can you see mine? I leave a little bit of space to the wire. Can you see? I don't know. Can you see how much? It's probably maybe a quarter of an inch, an eighth of an inch on each side. Okay, so just leave the dog. I'm sorry, Puppin, you can't go. Can you give her a bone before you go, and then she'll like be happy? Okay, can you see? That's as simple as it gets, you guys. And this is with jelly printed magazine pages, okay? So we can do another one. All right, so you want to just form your, now you don't have to cut all the niches in it if you don't want to. You can, you know, you can do yours different. It doesn't have to be just because I decided to do mine like that. This one has a really big piece of paper on one side, so I'm just going to see if I can work it to my advantage. If I can work it to my advantage. Okay, see now this side's shorter. I don't know if you can see it. See, this side's shorter than this. It won't matter, you guys. In the end, it does not matter. You just want to cut like down up, like at a sort of a curve until you can't cut a curve anymore. And then you turn it over and cut the other direction. Okay. That is it. And you can cut, if you want to cut it super thin and you want to like cut some of the pieces out of it, like if you think it's too close together, then cut them thinner and cut, you know, so there's gaps in between them. It doesn't matter. There's no, you can't mess this up, you guys. You cannot mess it up. What I think would be cool is if you made these and then you glittered them with that really fine glitter. If you glittered them with that really fine glitter and then you hung them in your Christmas tree, wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't they be cool Christmas ornaments? Wouldn't they be cool tags? Wouldn't they be cool, like, Christmas ornaments, or put them on your Christmas packages or your any sort of gift? You can't mess it up, girls. There's no wrong. You can. All right, what do you think? Can you see it? Susan, I'm live every Tuesday and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. They're almost to the wire, but can you see it? I don't know if you can see it or not. Can you see that it's got some space? Oh, good night, Anne. I hope you feel better. I hope you feel better. We're sending you love. So I do it by Eastern time, or the times things, because can I tell you, my computer doesn't recognize. I don't know, you guys. So that's why I say Eastern time. Most everybody knows what Eastern time is. Hawaii time is very, you know, different for everyone, not knowing. Okay, so do you see? This is like the very exciting feathers. Yep, you can make them as charms. I've made them super tiny, and I've made them as charms. You can also make them as paperclip embellishments. So what I would do is just do my little hidden paperclip. I might add an extra small piece and add the paperclip back here because I like this. Good night, Anne. Vicky's telling you stay away from those 3 a.m. cookies. Okay, so what I, you know, like, see how they're all different? Like, you wouldn't think that that piece of, and the other thing is you wouldn't necessarily think a piece of jelly printed magazine pages would come out good, but it does. It really does. But you can use any kind of paper. You don't have to use magazine pages just because that's what I use. But see how they're all cut a little, they're cut wonky or whatever. They'll all come out. They all come out no matter what. They all come out no matter what. You can't make a mistake with this. You can't. Even if you didn't glue it perfect, and even if it's not like 100% perfect, it still works. I don't know why, but it always does. You can do it with construction paper. You can make planner charms. You can make cool little ornaments for your Christmas tree, or you could also put them, if any of you guys do, oh my gosh, my head can't think. If any of you guys do dream catchers, these would be cool inside of a dream catcher. Jamie says she's never looked too close at a real feather to see how close it gets to the center. You're going to try to make some out of soap? Awesome, Jamie. This would also be kind of cool little packaging things for your soap, too. You know, just because mine have a curve, yours don't have to. I just like the way that looks, okay? But you can do yours any way you want. That's just how I do mine. And all of mine are always a little different. Like, I don't think I've ever made, you can't really make them the same. I guess you could if you measured it and all that, but what's the fun in it? I think it's more fun when it just comes out organic, instead of trying to measure each one so that they're perfect. That's what I think. But I think what I liked about it was I could make it out of stuff that was going to be thrown away in the trash. I didn't have to go invest anything. Yeah, okay, I had to paint the jelly print on the, I had to jelly print the, you know what I mean? I had to jelly print the paper, but I did that anyway. If you guys haven't tried, you don't have to jelly print it. You could just paint your magazine pages however you wanted. Just because I'm a jelly printer does not mean you have to. I am loving my jelly plate, though. If you haven't tried it, I tell you to try it. It's sort of addictive. For those of you that have never tried working with a jelly plate, there's lots of ways you can make. You can make them yourself. I haven't made mine. I have some stuff to make it. I bought one. I got one on Amazon, and I have a small one. I don't have a big one. So you guys can cut your feathers any way you want to cut them. On some of it goes all the way to the top, Jamie, and on some of them it doesn't. It was just what I did. It doesn't have to. It's just because I have that huge bag of that weird wire. You could put it halfway down. If you bought yourself floral wire, I know that they have that really inexpensively. My sister sent me some a couple of years ago from the dollar store. I don't know if the dollar store there has it, but she sent me floral wire a couple of years ago from the dollar store. So if they have that, you could use that. Use floral wire. You could use pipe cleaners. You could use, it's up to you what you want. There's no right or wrong. You cannot make these wrong. Okay? You cannot make it wrong. They're addictive, Samantha. They are addictive. But I just wanted to show you guys that you can make your own ephemera, and you don't have to have a big hefty budget to do it. You don't have to do digiprint kits. You know what I thought we might do is I made these a couple years ago with one of my daughters and one of her, I made it several times. I made it with my 25-year-old daughter when she was little, and then I made them with, I've made them every time. If you guys come, maybe we'll do this on Friday. Come with some copied pictures, like from a copy machine, okay? Come with a copy from a copy machine, a picture of your child, yourself, your dog. Come with like 4 or 5 pictures and make them like the size. Let's see. Why don't you make them the ATC size? Like, don't make your image any bigger than 2.5 by 3.5. So make it smaller than 2.5 by 3.5, but don't make it any bigger than 2.5 by 3.5. and bring some packaging, some food packaging, and bring some glitter. If you have shiny Mod Podge, bring that, or Collage Podge. But get the shiny one. You know what I mean? The one that has, it doesn't have to be shiny. If you have like a Stickles, you could use that. I think Mod Podge even has like a high gloss Mod Podge. If you want your surface glossy. If you don't, you just need something to coat it. So you just need that. You need some sort of bling, like maybe some, I think we used sequins. If you have sequins, or just glitter. Glitter works good too. And maybe I'll show you guys, we'll make some like custom little ornaments, and you can make them vintagey looking. So if you don't want to do pictures of yourself, if you make vintage journals, you could bring like those vintage ladies, or if you wanted to do a pet, just come with a couple of photographs, and I'll show you guys a really fun like little handmade. You could use them as embellishments. You could use them as journaling charms if you make them small. But let's make them big this time so that you can see the process, and then you can make them small too. So you just need some Xerox photographs, some packaging like, you know, pasta box cardboard, or cereal box cardboard, or something like that. And then you just need some sort of like, I don't know, Mod Podge or Elmer's glue, or you need something that's going to give it like a coat on top. You can put, yes, do your pretend horse. Your pretend horse will be great, Vicki. Yeah. Although, I guess, then I guess your ornament will be like blank, right? Or your thing will be blank. So I hope I demystified ephemera for you. Now, you know what? Ephemera can be anything. So if you guys have recipe cards, that makes really cool ephemera. You just have to decide what you want to do with it. You know, you have to decide, okay, what am I going to do with this ephemera? Like, is it going to be, am I going to journal on it? If I'm not going to journal on it, it could have writing on both sides. Or maybe you do want to journal on it on top of the writing. Some people like that. Like a gloss varnish. You could use fingernail polish too. We need glue first and foremost, Sally Ann. But if you wanted it to have a glossy like finish on it, I'm not really a glossy girl, but I think, I'm trying to think of what I used with the kids. I must have used like, you know what? I don't know what I used, Sally Ann. I probably used like whatever cheapest product was there at school. You know, like that the kids had at school, that the art teacher had at school, or I can't remember. Because it's been years since I've made them. But you can bring any image. I was just going to show you how to... I cleared up well? What are you talking about? I cleared up well. Talk about my feathers, or my ridiculous cough that I had earlier today. That was just, can I tell you, I think it was the dust. I think in all honesty, it was the dust. Okay, I'm just cutting all mine in feather shapes, and then I'll go back and fringe them. Does the horse have a name? You're definitely more informed. Oh, well, I think people, you know what, Samantha, you know what it is that people think that word ephemera, the word ephemera, I think it's a Greek word. So let me look it up. Is it Greek or is it Latin? And I think it means like for this moment or something like that. Am I wrong? I could be wrong, you guys. Anyway, it's the same word as ephemeral, which is like a second or a moment, or like a, you know, something to last for a moment. So that word, I think, takes it out of context. And then you see all these people that had these crazy journals, like, you know, they have their, like, I don't know, their steampunk journal, which is great. And then everybody's like, well, I want to make a journal, but I don't have ephemera. And then they go out and they buy all this stuff, only to realize you can make ephemera from anything you want, like we're making it right now. We're making ephemera right now. We're making our for this moment type of stuff. So you do cut up close to the wire, but it's going to keep you from cutting it totally. It's going to give you enough room between it. It's a horse with no name. You know, wasn't that a song from that group America? I've been to the desert on a horse with no name. Is that your horse, Vicky? Does your horse have no name? You're so funny. Hi, Miss Scotty Pot. How are you? What's going on with you, Mama? How are you feeling? So it is Greek. Okay, there you go. I just know, like, I used to be in a group where I would get that question every week, like, what is ephemera? What is ephemera? Where do I buy it? And I was like, make it yourself. And they'd be like, what? Make it myself. When I clean all my stuff out and I find this, I was looking for this to show you guys. When I was in South America, I don't know, maybe last year, I got all of this cool stuff to make ephemera with. But when I came back, I put it in it's in a bag and it's in the box in the garage. I couldn't find it today. I was going to show you. I got like menus and just different cool stuff. What did you say, Carrie, that you had to buy all that stuff? Or that you couldn't make it because it, and you know, I am all for you. Thanks, Dee. I'm so glad you're doing better, Scotty. I've been sending you lots of love and prayers. I don't like it when you girls aren't feeling well. I am all for spending money on things that you really love. But when you're trying out an art form, be it paper crafting or otherwise, right? When you're trying out an art form, and you don't know if it's for you, and you go and you spend a whole lot of money on something that you go, I didn't really like it. I used to teach jewelry, metalsmithing, and metalsmithing is an expensive hobby, and people would go and buy all this stuff instead of them like buying just a few basic tools. They would go and they would, buy all this stuff only to realize it's a lot of work and that they weren't that into it. So I would rather everyone just go for it and and make it out of your trash, right? Because then when you've practiced all this stuff, you can always turn around and make it out of expensive graphic 45 paper. So I've almost finished cutting all my feathers. How many people made feathers out like me? Oh, Liz. It felt good to be out of the rain. It should be. Everybody in Texas, I know. I like using my junk mail too, Carrie. I get all excited when I get junk mail. I kind of scour my neighbor's junk mail. Well, no, it's cool to buy. Look, I love really good scrapbooking paper, you guys. I'm addicted to the texture of paper. I have to admit it, okay? So I have some favorite scrapbooking paper that I love, like favorite brands. I love crepe paper brand scrapbooking paper. I like Katie Holmes. I like some, but it has to be certain. It has to have like certain patterns, and I don't know. I like the texture of the scrapbooking paper. Okay, I really do. But I just maybe if I had like all the discount stores that you guys have, I would be like, oh yeah, just go buy it and make everything out of scrapbook paper. But I'm sort of like I like the idea that I made it out of something that wasn't going to be, I repurposed something that would never have, you're reading a magazine. Nobody's going to think, oh, they're making like a journal, embellishments or ephemera from that, right? Like for our zombie journal, I'm sure I'm going to have to I have to sit down and draw some zombies. I did find when I was going through my books today, I did find a couple of cool photographs for my zombie journal that some like some Grey's Anatomy atlas, that medical atlas thing. I think I'm gonna put some pages in that of that in it. I didn't find anything as cool as you did. I did not. Me. I didn't find anything as cool as you did, Noni. I mean, you found some really cool. Did you guys see what Noni found for her zombie journal? She found like super cool. She found some like way super cool um, zombie stuff. I didn't find that, Mama. But that's okay. You know, it's like I'll have to draw mine. So, Mary Kay, are you talking to me or are you talking to somebody else? My daughters mess with my stuff all the time, you guys. They mess with my stuff all the time. They think that what I save is trash. And so, like, if I don't specifically, like, say, you cannot touch my stuff, they'll throw away something I'm working on because they don't have a vision for it. Like, my daughter would have thrown away these magazine pages I'd painted on. She would have, my middle daughter. My older daughter might not because she knows that she's like, watch me paint them, but. Jamie says hers are either pretty or they're a hot mess. Oh, you'll trade me some, Noni? You know what you could do instead of trade me some? Scan it for me, and I'll print it out. I'll send you some. I'll send. You know what I'm gonna do? When I do my drawings, I'm gonna post them and give them away in the group, and you guys can use them for your zombie journals. I just haven't. Hopefully, like this time next week, I'll have some really exciting news to share with you guys. I just don't yet. So I've just been a little going through my own changes and and then with everybody and their Texas thing, I have to say that it's been a little bit difficult. But I will definitely I'll share my drawings. I have to sit down to draw them first, okay? That's like and I also have to be in a space of being inspired. Do you know what I mean? Like I got to get my head around the Halloween thing, but I would love. You got some cool stuff, Noni. Though I don't even know if I could even find that here. I was asking the lady. I haven't been down to the used bookstore in a while. No, Brenda, I am too old to have any more children. No, thank you. Please don't wish that on me. I love my kids, but I'm done. I am completely done. I am complete. That would not. Oh, you guys. I was 43 when I had my 11-year-old, okay? Can I tell you, when I found out I was pregnant at 43, I cried. Not because I didn't want a child, but because I was stressed out and worried, like, that she would be okay, you know? So I was, like, thinking, I don't know if I'm equipped to handle someone that has, like, the possibilities of things that could happen when you're much older and have children. So at my age, though I could probably have a child, it wouldn't. I wouldn't do it. No, thank you. I would. No, thank you. I can barely keep up with her. My kids, they made fun of me. My oldest daughter told me I had my own grandchild. Okay. And when I was having her, I was like, first of all, I was a nervous wreck until after I had all the tests and found that she was fine. Not that I would have done anything different. Of course, I would have had her no matter what. But it's just that extra bit, right? But when I remember when I went into the doctor's office, I was like so embarrassed. And he was like my doctor that had delivered my other daughter, delivered one of my children, my 20-year-old, my soon-to-be 20-year-old, my 19-year-old. And I was like, when I told him I was pregnant, he was like, I said, I'm pregnant. And I started to cry, and he fussed at me, and he goes, I want you to stick your head out that door. And I went out, stuck my head out the door. He goes, all those women are your age and having their first child. You need to just let it go and be happy and proud and thrilled. And I was, but, it was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking for a while. Primarily because not to get too personal, but primarily because I had had several miscarriages. So if you've never experienced that, you don't, I mean, and nobody wants to talk about it. It's very, I think it's like a taboo subject in many ways, you know? But you really grieve the loss of the possibility of what your child would have been, right? So I was not equipped, and I had had several, I want to say like several, between my children, the little one wasn't planned. I wasn't trying to anything. In fact, I was doing everything I could not to. So the fact that I did was like miraculous within itself. But because I had gone through so many miscarriages, I just didn't. I was like a wreck. So I couldn't do it again. I could not do it again. It's just heartbreaking, you know? And people don't really talk about it, and they tell you stuff like, oh, well, it's all for the best. And, that may very well be true, but it's not any more comforting, right? It's not any more comforting than, it's not more, it's, you grieve. You grieve even though you may have not, gone far long enough to know a lot of different things about the child or the pregnancy. You still grieve. Okay, guys, I've made like a lot of feathers here. I'm sorry, what are you guys writing? So Dee said she found out she was pregnant on her 30th birthday. Oh no, and she gave you a gift that was pot holders that said, I would rather be 30 than pregnant. Oh no. Bye, Sally Ann. Oh no, really, Vicky? I can imagine. I would have grieved that too. Start your power pack, Ash. You were done at 27, Carrie? You took it worse than he did to be. Vic, I understand that. If I hadn't, that's awful, Dee. That's so sad. I would have been mad at your mom. Oh, you guys, just start your power. You guys have until November. Like, it's not like it's the end of the world. Just don't Mod Podge them, okay? Just don't Mod Podge them. I don't know if you know what, Vicky? I can totally relate, though. I can really relate. I can really relate. I can relate to what you're saying. I love my kids, and I love being a mom. They think I'm crazy, but that's okay. I love my kids. I love being a mom. I love watching them grow and develop. They drive me crazy sometimes, but even that has some sort of a joy to it because you're like, it's like you're living. You're part of someone else's life in that way, right? Being a parent is not easy. No one can prepare you for it, no matter how many books you read. Every child is different, it's like you go through all those things. If I was pregnant at my age now, I would cry. Can I tell you guys, I have a really, really, really good girlfriend. She's like one of my dearest, dearest, dearest friends. And she got pregnant in her 50s. She hadn't had any children. And she has a beautiful, beautiful child. But I can tell you, people were so judgmental of her. I mean, it was a surprise. It wasn't planned. People were so judgmental of her, but she's a beautiful little girl. And her little girl is now 7 or 8. I can't remember, but she was in her early 50s. I want to say she was like 52. And people were so judgmental to her. And she would take her child to the pediatrician, and they'd be like, where's the mother? You're the grandmother. And you were the one who insisted that he get it done. I totally understand. Oh, wow. So how old are your kids, Jamie? That's awesome, Jamie. Yeah, I agree, Carrie. I totally agree. I totally agree. But I will tell you, I felt bad for her. I was excited for her, but I felt bad for her because we would go, oh my God, you guys, we would go and people would say, like, I don't know. They would say all kinds of stuff like, where's the mother and all this stuff. And I just said, because she didn't dye her hair. So she did have gray hair, you know? She didn't dye her hair. But it's all cool. It's all cool. I agree with you, Carla. I'm very happy for other people. I think it's like, I feel like when everybody does good, I'm doing good. Do you know what I mean? No, that seems like corny. But I do. And I don't think I've ever met anyone that I've like looked at and said, I wished I had what they have, or you know what I mean? Like I'm not the kind of person that looks at what other people have or don't have, or you know, just kind of deal with myself. Jamie, I missed. How old are your kids? I missed you saying. 22, 17, and 13. Oh, well, you're not. That's not too terrible. Mine are 25, 19, soon to be 20. She'll be 20 soon, and 11. Okay, and 11. Can I tell you, 11's a pretty fun year, though. I forgot how fun 11 is. She's doing a book report on Elvis Presley. So we've been talking about Elvis Presley. That's been like the latest, like. So I think this weekend we're gonna watch Elvis Presley movies. She's doing a book report in school. I don't know how she got Elvis Presley, but she did. Yours are 37 and 31, Carrie. Awesome. 27 and 25, Carla. And Noni's are 30, 32, 28, 19. Ooh, Noni, you're like me. Spread them out. Carla's 27, 25. Awesome. You know, I love my kids. I really do. Oh, Laurel, you spread yours out too. Laurel's are 33, 29, and 18. Aww. D's are 21, 18, 15, and 13. So my 11-year-old, she had this confession to me the other day. She said, I just want to understand this. Okay, so I was like, understand what? She said, how is it? This is like kind of fun, you know? It's like fun to like have this experience with her at my age now. I remember the crushes that my other ones had, but I don't remember them having this sort of insight and thought. So she said, you know when you see a boy at school and you know that they're just trouble, like, and they're not nice, and they're not kind. She says, but your heart just beats anyway and says, oh, I love them, I love them. But you know that they're just going to give you a big headache. And I was like, oh, at 11, you're experiencing that. She was like, yes, my heart just says, I love him, I love him. But my head says, run away, run away, run away. I thought it was brilliant. We were having this conversation about a little boy she has a crush on. He gets in trouble all the time because I try every day to say to myself, I don't love him. I don't love him. I laughed so hard. She's so cute. Cass has a 33-year-old. Woo, Samantha, wow. 32, 30, 30. You have twins and 29. And how was the old one? The other one was like young. Susan, 53, 50. Susan, how old are you? 15? 53, 50, 48, 46, 36, and 32. Woo, you spread them out, Susan. Wow. Susan, thanks for hanging out with us. Are you crafting along? Ash, it was a very mature conversation. I try not to, you know what, I really try to not interfere with her stuff. Like I just try to, we just try to enjoy it and observe it. Who's having a birthday soon? Are any of you ladies having a birthday soon? So how many of you guys made these ridiculous feathers with me? Susan says menopause and adolescence are tough, and you get a medal if you make it. Susan, you totally win. You had the most kids. Helen are 26 and 38. Hi, Helen. I didn't see you earlier. So Susan Z's birthday's in March. Everybody write when your birthday is. You don't have to write the date. Just tell us my birthday's in February. You just have to write the month. You get a medal, Cherry, that's for sure. You made it through. Tell me when your birthdays are. How are you, Helen? Aren't you in Texas, Helen? Aren't you caught in you're weaving strips of paper? Woo! Brenda just had a birthday. Laurel's is in December, Ash's is in January, Joyce's is in August. Sarita's in June, Carrie in May, March, November. Wow, Arlena, you have a lot of kids. I miss this. October, September, November, January, May. Well, we didn't just make feathers. We made those envelopes. Did you make those envelopes? You're doing a junk journal? You have 7 kids in total, Sherry? You win the prize, sister. You win the prize. You win the prize. Quiet Country, you have to tell us your first name, and if you've already told me, I'm sorry that I missed it. So you tell me your first name. August, May, June. Arlena, you have 6. Congratulations. That's awesome. Oh, Susan, we're happy you're here. Where are you from, Miss Susan Ann Cherry? Where are you from? You were only able to mother 3 of them, Sherry. You know what? I can understand exactly what you mean. I understand. You have a buddy with 9 kids? Oh my gosh. Can you guys, I birthed 3 and I have 2 that came with Hottie. So we have 5 together and it can be intense. August birthdays. Happy birthday, everyone in August. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. You're from Alaska? The reason I ask you where you're from, because if your name is Susan Ann Cherry, that is like somebody I went to school with was named Mary Beth Cherry. Mary Beth Cherry Jones. And I love that. You have 11 grands and 2 great-grandkids? Oh my gosh, how awesome. I don't have any grandkids yet. Remember my 25-year-old told me that I have my own grandchild. So, I guess she's right. I have my own grandchild. Now, you guys can add bling to these. You know, I didn't get any sequins out. I didn't know we were going to be making this many feathers. The dog wants to go outside and play, and she can't because her leash is in the car, and Hottie took the car with her leash in it. Pepin, come here. So she can't go outside. I know. I want a grandchild too, but you know, I'm not rushing it. My older daughter told me my middle daughter told me she's never having children. And my older daughter told me that I have my own grandkids. So, you know, I'm just trying to stay neutral so that maybe it'll happen. Happy birthday in June, Helen. That's awesome. Awesome sauce. Your youngest is having your 14th grandchild in February? Oh my goodness. That's awesome. She says they're like rabbits. Okay, so the dog wants to go outside. She thinks she's a child and she can't. Come here, pup. Come here, puppin. I'm sorry. She wants to go outside so bad. She thinks they are. You're safe and dry. That's awesome, Helen. I'm glad you're safe and dry. You know, I have to tell you, I know that I don't live in Texas anymore, but I felt like I've been on an emotional roller coaster with my friends and my family that are there. And it makes me feel so sad for everybody that's gone through all of this. But you know what? I also want everyone to know that, you know, it's just a great opportunity for each and every one of us to really step up and be kind and generous and nice and caring toward everyone, ourselves first and foremost, and then everyone else around, because it's very difficult. Come here, you can't go out. Come here, puppin. The dog is like crying at the door. The kids are outside playing. She wants to go out, but I don't have her leash and her harness were left in the car, and Hottie took that car. So the dog doesn't understand. I glued the bingo image with glue stick. I glued it on a paper napkin. I'll show you. I'll make another one really quick. I'm kind of into these things. You guys could add bling to these. You know, if you had any like glitter glue or even glitter, if you just put little bits of glue on the ends and glittered the feathers, or sequins, or black pearls, or anything like that, it would be great. You had to go back to... Grace had to go to back to... We're happy you're here, Grace! You had to go back to school night. I went back to school night this past week. Can I tell you, it was ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Your grandfather once asked, when he saw a new baby in the house, he whispered, Ash is saying, "Who's that baby?" It was a friend's baby, not a new great-grandchild. Oh, it's so funny. You know, you just have to, like, love it up. Thanks, Laurel. We love you, Laurel. Okay, have I superseded my, because I have like my mess. I'll make a couple of more. I can cut these later. But do you see how fun they come out? And even though that was like some ugly jelly printed page, that they came out good anyway. Yes, thank you, Grace, for being so strong and loving those kids. Loving your grandkids. That's awesome. Oh, so you see, you guys can make these out of, these were all made out of jelly printed magazine pages, all of them, okay? And I like them. I think they come out good, but you don't have to jelly print it. You could just paint them. Charlie, you can't go out. I'm sorry. You want to go, but you can't, Mama. You just can't. All right, let's make a couple more book page envelopes, and then I will let you girls go after that. Unless you guys have something else you want to make. Okay, this is what I did, Cassandra. It was like so exciting. Are you ready? I have a bingo stamp, but you know, you can use any stamp, right? You don't have to like have a bingo one. This is just one I got, and I think must have gotten it at, it was $3.99, so I'm guessing I got it at Tuesday morning. It doesn't have the top part of the tag. It just says large wood stamp, and it doesn't have a brand that I can read. Okay? So... You're weaving wrong, Vic. I'm sorry. Scotty's a teacher. I'm glad you went. Yeah, you know what, Sarita? You know where I lived? In that town that I lived in? There was a bio, right? And there are alligators. And there's, well, what's even worse than the alligators, because alligators, they're not like out looking for you, are the water snakes. Those, I have to tell you, will do you, did me in. Okay, so I just printed it on a paper, on this napkin. Okay, do you see it, Cassandra? I just printed it on the napkin. Night, Vicky. Hugs, huge hugs. Huge hugs. Oh my goodness, you guys. Come here. Come here, please. Come here. She's like sitting at the door crying. The kids are like outside playing. This is like the most sad, pathetic thing ever, right? Like nobody loves you. Everybody loves you, Puppin. Come here. Okay, so here's your book page. I did a bunch with polka dots on it. Don't ask me why. That was my polka dot moment. Okay, let's see. All right, so folding it a third, leaving, you guys, leaving at least an inch on one side. Depends upon your book page. Oh my gosh. Charlie, come here. Puppin. Come here, pup. Okay, and then glue stick it, and then you want to fold it up, the bottom up, like, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch. You guys. Oh, Charlie, come here, Puppin. Come here. Guys, the dog is like sitting here. I don't know what the kids are outside playing and riding their bikes. You didn't get to go outside, Pup. I'm so sorry. The dog has been in the, every time I went to the dump, she has to ride in the car, you guys. She loves to ride in the car. So every time I went to the dump and all the branches and stuff, she sat in the front of the car, and then like she cried the whole time I was standing outside dumping the stuff. She cried because she wasn't there with me. You know, like I was out of the car for like 2 seconds. She's herself. She is like her own, like, she is definitely a, all right. Come here, Pop. Come here. You guys, this is like terrible. She's like crying because the kids are outside. And she's not out there. Okay, so you want to fold it over to meet that side. Oh, I didn't punch my hole first. See? Now you'll see why you should have put your hole first. Because getting your hole punch inside is much harder. I'm going to have to take it apart. Puppin, come here. I'm sorry, Charlie. Come here. She's crying, you guys. I can't do it. Okay, so then you put it like this. Get your center punch. You guys, please make these and show them in our group. Make them with whatever stamp you have, okay? Okay, and put it back here. Any stamp. And look, I didn't even center it, but I'm not going to worry about it because it's going to be fine. It's just going to be like a pouch in my, a thing in my journal. Okay, glue the bottom part up. You can cut it or not. I might trim a little bit. Oh no, come here, Charlie. You guys, she's not listening. She's at the front door crying. Okay, there you go, like this. And then you just want to cut your paper napkin. This is the inside. You know how your paper napkin comes in three? Comes in 3 pieces, you know, like the colored one, and then the other 2. Your husband just came in and asked if you were hiding a dog. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't even know. She's like ridiculous. She can't help herself. She thinks she's a kid. She's like, Charlie, come here, Pop. Now, Cassandra, here's my exciting thing, okay? All you need to do is glue it down. And I'm doing it with glue stick. I like doing my paper napkin with glue stick. You can do yours any way you want. I like it too. I like doing it with glue stick. That's my big exciting bingo card. You guys use your stamps. Get your stamps out. I know all of you have stamps in your stash that you're not using because we're all the same. You guys, she is like going to cry until I go get her. I can't even get her. She probably won't even let me get her because she wants to go. Charlie, come here. Oh my goodness, you guys. So there it is. There is my exciting bingo card. Let me grab her. I haven't watched Swamp People. Your Bella is worried about Charlie. Well, Charlie wants to be outside, okay? Charlie is the most spoiled dog ever. She goes outside every day and plays with the kids in the neighborhood. And the kids even come over and ask if they can take her out to play. So I think she went from abandoned dog to, like, she's never alone. Like, and she's not alone now, but she wants to be outside with the baby. Where are the kids? You can't go out, pup. You want to sit with me? Come here, pup. Come here, puppin. Sit with me, okay? Come and sit with me and let's tell the ladies goodnight, okay? I got you. So you guys, she's just spoiled. She doesn't know any better. She's just a spoiled baby. Okay, okay, my lovelies. Let's all have a really nice inhale. Breathe in. And exhale. And one more time. Breathe in. And exhale. You're going to get busted for having a dog in your apartment, Susan. I'm so sorry. Breathe in one more time. And let go. Try explaining that your dog's here in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. She's just sitting here on my shoulder, you guys. She thinks she's a bird, too. She sits on your shoulder. She's like, she's her own self. She's so sweet, though. Okay, ladies, breathe in one more time. I'm sending you so much love. So I love you, ladies. What are you saying, Jamie? Jamie says she doesn't know if it's allowed. Yeah, we could do some stuff. We could definitely do a napkin swap or something like that. That's not a big deal. My only reticence, Jamie, to doing any swaps is because I just, not everybody can participate. People are far away. And if somebody doesn't do it, it's just like all kinds of stuff. But we could certainly work on a few like that. Bye, Carrie. Oh, Cherry, you're so funny. Okay, ladies, I'm just sending you guys so much aloha. Oh, girls, thank you so much. You can see her tail. Well, she's sitting on my shoulder because she wants to see outside. Can you say hi to Can you say hi to the girls? Bye, Scotty. Can you say hi? Can you say hi, Pat? This is my Charlie. I don't know if you can see her. She's on my desk now. She's probably standing on the feathers. Can you see? She's a little munchkin, this Charlie. She's like gets into everything. You're gonna look up. She wants my feathers. She wants my stuff. Oh, ladies. All right, girls. I'm gonna send you one big more round of aloha. So close your eyes and put your attention on your heart and inhale and exhale. And as always, girls, from my heart to your heart, I'm sending you so, so, so much aloha. Always, always, always. If you had a nice evening, please give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And head on over to our Facebook group. We always love to see you there. Post what you're making. It doesn't have to be paper crafts. It can be whatever you are making, whatever your little heart desires. We always love seeing what you have and what you're doing. And so I love you, girls. You know that. And let me hear from you. Come and join our Facebook group. And I'll see you guys on Friday. And I'll make a list of stuff you need. Good night, Noni. I'm sending you love and safety, Noni. Good night, my Texas mamas. I'm with you guys. I am so with you and sending you love and prayers and good fortune, safety for all of you. Good night, Sarita. Well, it's a good morning for you, but thank you so much for always being here with us. And anyway, big, huge hugs. Jamie, we certainly can do something. Just head over to the group. We'll talk about it. We'll do something, I promise. Okay, lovelies. Love, love, love. Send you so much love. All right, take care, girls. See you Friday. Aloha.